Alrighty, welcome back everybody to our latest live stream for severe weather coverage in the Midwest, which is not what we were expecting after Debbie making landfall, but it is something that's going to be happening this evening across the Midwest, beginning with Minnesota and then rolling through parts of Illinois, Wisconsin, and Iowa. We do have a tornado watch that's ongoing here all the way until midnight tonight. We also have a tornado that is currently on the ground near St. James, Minnesota. This dropped on the ground about not even 5 or 10 minutes ago. It was actually a relatively large tornado that was in progress. It might still be on the ground. We have Cannon Colton, bottom right of your screen, that's on this particular storm. We're going to go back to him whenever he gets better connection and once he's beyond the trees. But this storm has actually been producing a tornado for the last about 15 to 20 minutes or so. So if you are in this warning in St. James, you got to make sure that you're getting to your safe place immediately, away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. This is going to be for the Waseca County in Minnesota. Notice the supercell here has a pretty nice hook gecko, nice little inflow as well. It's a relatively organized supercell, and in today's threat in the Midwest, it's not necessarily going to just be tornadoes, but you know, storms initially like this in this environment are very favorable for tornadoes. We've been watching the storm as well back up near Mankato. At least I have before we went live. We've been watching several storms up and down this little cluster here, and anything that can stay relatively discreet will have a shot at producing a tornado. It's just a favorable environment today. A lot of spin in the atmosphere, pretty nice curved hodographs, meaning that there's a lot of spin in the atmosphere today. And so this storm in particular, very favorable environment right now, very well could produce a potentially even a bit more, maybe like a large tornado. We just had one again like 10 minutes ago. If I can find, let me find the footage here real quick. And we're also going to full screen Cannon Colton real quick as well.
Yeah, follow for the...
If it works, give me 1 second. I have to flip it back and forth here. All right, there we go. All right, that's Cannon Colton. He's right on the storm. Make sure the audio's good.
Here. Check it
I might zoom out in a second. I'm trying to find the actual footage.
Am I like accidentally zooming in on this? So let's see.
That's what it looks like right now. Obviously very ominous. There was a pretty definitive lowering not too long ago.
Things just recycling. So
but this was moments ago from Weather Cannon on Twitter. This is also Cannon Colton. This is what the tornado looked like as of like 10 minutes ago. This right here. Like that right there is your tornado. So this has been producing a tornado, and it's actually a relatively larger tornado. It's not like a little small like rope tornado. That's why we went live, is because it's actually a little bit larger. You can see it there in the background though, as of like, you know, again, 10 minutes ago or so. Definitely a relatively large tornado for this particular setup. So again, something that is definitely not like out of the ordinary, I'd say, but definitely a little bit surprising that Minnesota is dealing with that type of tornado today. Let's go back to Cannon, though. It looks like he has a bit of a lowering.
Tell when you're not looking at it from far away.
That might be the lowering there.
When you're looking at it from far away, it's a lot easier to tell.
Also, I'm retweeting stuff on Twitter if you want to check it out at Max Velocity WX.
Not how I roll.
Again, this is currently for St. James, Minnesota. That is Waseca County, Minnesota.
Oh yeah, I think there's be right there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit blurry. He is using a phone, so you know, bear with us. Again, we don't have any other storm chasers. Cannon Colton's the only storm chaser I know in the Midwest today. Everybody else went to Debbie, which I would agree with. Obviously, going for Debbie, but you know, this is. You know, there almost every chaser I'm pretty sure went down there. I think Ryan Scholl was like the one person I thought might go for this, but apparently he was getting his like windshield replaced. So. Connor Prop just said stupid Debbie. Dude, you literally called it earlier today too. You're like, a tornado of the year or something could happen. We'll go back to Cannon in a second. And this is the storm that we're talking about right now. Pretty definitive inflow notch. It's not nearly as clean as before. This is when we had a larger tornado. It was on the north side of St. James. Might be recycling right now. We'll keep a close eye, though, on Cannon Colton. I do want to mention back over in Illinois, we do also have a hail event happening near Dixon. This is a pretty classic just hailstorm. I'm not seeing really much of a tornado threat unless it does latch to the south flow boundary near Sterling. Again, mostly going to be a wind and hail threat. It will be something to watch for, though. Any storms that can get going in this environment could produce an isolated tornado as well. The Storm Prediction Center may end up issuing a severe thunderstorm watch for southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois within the hour. So that's something that we'll be watching for. Right now it's almost 6 o'clock. I would expect the peak of the threat here about 7 and 9 across parts of Illinois and Wisconsin. We already have storms out there near Chicago, but these are all just coming off an outflow boundary. There's nothing special with these. These are just ordinary hail events, and again, nothing really severe there. Just ordinary small hail and gusty winds, maybe an isolated, I don't know, maybe an isolated severe weather event, but it would be a pretty low chance. It's all outflow driven activity there. And here's your tornado report, by the way. So just north of St. James as of 5:33 p.m., which was about 20 minutes ago. Multiple reports of from train spotters of a brief tornado near St. James in Minnesota. So that's the latest there. Again, we've had several shots on Twitter of it. I've kind of retweeted a few things of this particular tornado. We were just talking about how they might issue a severe thunderstorm watch, and they literally just did that as we were talking about that. So new severe thunderstorm watch issued for southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and northwestern Indiana. So just northwest of Lafayette, back through the just south of Madison in Wisconsin. Madison's not included in this, but it does go until midnight tonight. Main concern will be damaging winds, hail, and an isolated tornado or two will be possible, and we'll have that popping up on the map here in just a moment. Low risk of tornadoes on their probability scale, and we got a moderate risk for wind and moderate risk for hail across the Midwest. So again, main concern should be wind, and here's the watch. It's popping up now, but it'll pop up in Wisconsin more in a moment. We also have several live cameras. We do have Cannon Colton storm chasing there on the storm that is currently tornado warned, but we also have multiple live cameras over near Davenport and Fort Madison. We'll pull those up at some point, probably whenever there's something needed.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
And there's your new tornado warning. We'll go to that in a second. Also, we have several live cameras across parts of the northern Illinois region and even one back over in Wisconsin. So we'll keep a close eye on those if anything does happen that's interesting. Brand new tornado warning for Medallia near Louisville in Minnesota. This warning is not observed. It is back down to radar indicated, and that I honestly think that makes sense. Cannon Colton hasn't been seeing anything for the last few minutes other than just kind of a little scuddy lowering, so nothing definitively on the ground right now, but we are going to continue to watch this as it moves east, as it does still have a little bit of a hook shape to it. Nice little inflow. It's probably just trying to reorganize. I mentioned this a moment ago, but this is a very favorable environment for tornadoes if storms can stay discreet. It was a conditional threat going into today, but this storm has gotten going, and the hodograph's very curved, pretty good amount of wind shear for this event. So this storm, I think, will have really no problem at producing maybe another tornado or two as this does continue to move east. Down the road, Mapleton will be in the track of this. Wells and Albert Lea will be long-term tracks of this particular supercell. The storms that are further to the north, not nearly as concerned about these at least at the moment. These are pretty, it looks elevated or outflow dominant on radar. So I'm not seeing anything too concerning near Mankato. Maybe just some lightning, gusty winds, but currently not looking at anything, out of the ordinary up there. This is definitely the main storm that we have, I would say, here in Minnesota. And obviously down the road, that definitely could change depending on, where we're looking at storms. So we also have, I think, a camera somewhere over here. Let me see if we have a view of anything. Will it be possible for southeast Wisconsin? Mostly just wind over that direction. This is from Mountain Lake. Where's Mountain Lake on here? If I'm Mountain Lake. How long do I plan on streaming? I have no clue. I just went live. I don't really have a plan today. I kind of was just kind of 50-50 on going live tonight, and I decided to go live. So we'll probably be here for a little bit. All right, Mountain Lake is not near this. Where's the other camera? Medallia. We have a camera in Medallia. I'm not sure if it's going to see anything, though. Oh, this is what it looks like right now. This is... Or Medallia? Is it Medallia? This is in Medallia. It is very ominous. You can't see anything. Very low visibility. Pretty typical for a storm. Can't really see anything, though, out there right now. And by the way, Cannon Colton, bottom right of your screen, he's probably going to go in and out because he's on a phone. Let me just go ahead and put on this for now. We'll go back to him once he's back. Or I'll put him at the bottom. Do you think Michigan will get tornadoes tonight? I do not. No, I don't think Michigan's going to really get anything tonight, to be honest. I will talk more about timing and stuff in just a moment. So we'll talk more about that in a few moments. We also have a new severe thunderstorm warning in Windham County, Vermont. That is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, and there is a tornado possible label on that storm. So that's the latest out of Vermont. We're not really going to be talking much about Vermont. Again, the area that I've outlined in today's thumbnail, in the thumbnail, that area is really the main place that we're covering. We'll keep an eye on other places if anything does go kind of crazy, but main coverage today will be in the Midwest. Because we do have severe weather still back over in the southeast, but the tornado threat down here, it's pretty low. It's really just going to be right along the immediate coast, maybe like a low-end water spout potential near Savannah and Charleston. I just don't see it being very concerning. Northeast, it's been a threat that's been ongoing for several hours. This threat also just going to kind of die down over time. Again, as we go into the near sunset, which sunsets here in like an hour, daylight heating will end and storms will just kind of taper down. So nothing too crazy there. But storms here in the Midwest, a little bit different. We do actually have more of a organized setup, I would say, for today compared to the Northeast. I think we'll definitely see at least a couple more tornadoes over the next few hours, so it should be interesting. But I'm going to kind of talk about the timing here because a lot of people are wondering what are we looking at for timing. So let's just kind of real quickly go through that. I'm going to pull it up on a... I'm not going to pull it up on here. I'll pull it up on a browser. Just give me 1 second to pull that up. But Chicago suburbs could see some severe weather tonight. It'll probably just be mostly wind, though, based on timing. Because really the main tornado threat will be from now until about 8 or 9. After 8 or 9 o'clock, the tornado threat starts to drop, and this turns into mostly just a wind threat. So this is what we're looking at for timing on the latest HRRR, or the HRRR model run from a couple hours ago. This is the 18Z run. Let me see if I can jump ahead a little bit. I'm going to see if this looks better. All right, so this looks a little bit more accurate for what we're seeing, sort of. So again, notice the storms that are developing back over here in northern or southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. That's the main area of storms that we're going to be watching for the imminent tornado threat. So again, maybe an isolated tornado or two being possible over the next hour or two with any storms that can stay discrete. Because again, we have curved homographs. It's, again, just a favorable environment in general for tornadoes if storms can stay discrete. We are watching for storms to continue to fire here near Chicago and just north of Chicago and even just west of Chicago right around the next hour or two. So be mindful.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Okay, I'll go back to this in a second. We have a new tornado warning for Mankato. I did not think this one would get warned, but we do have a new tornado warning for Mankato. This is going to be for Nicollet and as well as Blue Earth counties in Minnesota. It is radar indicated rotation. So if you are in this tornado warning, seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible, and interior room of your home or building if you are in this warning. Let me change back to this. It's going to flash a new tornado warning. All right, let me go back to the timing though real quick. So we're gonna have storms that are firing up over the next hour or two back over near Chicago. These could produce an isolated tornado, but unless they, again, get latched onto an outflow boundary or something like that, it should be predominantly hail and wind. And then those storms will die out around sunset. This little bag of storms back over in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa will be mostly a straight line wind threat after sunset, but we could still see an isolated tornado if anything stays discreet. And eventually into the overnight hours, this dies out as it approaches Chicago. We could see a few storms in the morning hours in like southern Michigan, but I wouldn't be really that concerned. So that's what we're looking at. So again, the threat of severe weather for those back over in like, again, the Midwest, for example, back over like Chicago, I think will be in the next couple hours. I don't think this is going to be our threat. Like I think the storms that we have right now are going to be the threat for some severe weather, predominantly just hail and wind, but maybe an isolated tornado, which we've had some broad circulation near Dixon, but just nothing that looks concerning, imminently. And then everything in Chicago, those are all just storms off an outflow boundary. Those will not produce much of a tornado threat. Thank you, Lady J, for the 5 gifted members. Appreciate that. Aren't you a mod on Connor's channel? If I'm not mistaken. I don't have great memory, so I'm not good with names either. We still have rotation south of Medelia. It's moving east-southeast. Let's go back to Cannon Colton for the time being. Cannon Colton, again, is the only chaser that I know of that is on this storm, or any storms up here, so. W Lady J.
We are spooning the northern edge of
Connor's mod, gifting 5 members. Connor might be jealous, but I don't think he's watching.
That's how close we are to it. Now we're in a lot better, perfectly graded road network at this point.
Also, thank you very for kind of 1 month
rivers
member.
And stuff like the last one.
I'm gonna be honest, like I don't know exactly where he is. We don't have location trackers or anything with Cannon Colton, but I think the left side of your screen is the tornadic supercell south of Medalia. I think in Minnesota. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit bottom right so you can see the 2 tornado warnings.
See if this will produce again.
The bench cam? I don't even think are those cameras still up? No shot. We still got the bench cam? Dude, we still got the bench cam. Along the Big Bend of Florida. Still got it. This is one of the Radar Omega Project Mesovorts. I think this is the only one still up right now. I think all the other ones got taken down, but This one's still up. Still got the bench. It's still there. The storm surge has retreated. That was, again, probably the best camera that we had. Was that one for landfall this morning. The bench is still standing. Yeah. Still don't have anything definitive on radar that shows a tornado, but we very well, again, might have one dropping south of Medallia. It's going to be approaching Amboy in Minnesota next. The Mankato one is still looking sort of broad. South of Mankato, going towards Janesville. That'll be the main area that we're watching for this tornado threat. So continue to stay in your safe place if you are in this warning. Again, these are only 2 tornado warnings right now, both in Minnesota. Apparently, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in Oregon. Interesting. All right, let's go back to Cannon Colton again.
Inside's a little dusty.
And for whatever reason, this is glitching out. Let me fix this real quick. Maybe it doesn't. Okay, never mind. All right, we're good.
Like, I could switch a stream.
Hey, you ain't keep becoming a 3-month member.
Have to find the new
Appreciate that.
Stream. I don't know if I can just pause this one.
Loaded cheese curds. Trust me, they're amazing. I haven't had cheese curds in a long time. I might get some tomorrow though. We'll see. Nothing really right now. We'll stay on radar for now. But I do think if either one of these storms produces, it's probably going to be this one south of Medallia. So this will probably be the main storm that actually produces something. Apparently there is another chaser on the, or was another chaser. I don't know if they still are, that it's on the storm. Again, there literally are no chasers in the Midwest today that I know of. Like, I'm just, like, telling you guys, like, there really aren't any out there. So, you know, when it comes to seeing stuff on the ground, Cannon Colton and our live cams will be the best, you know, opportunity for that. It'll be the best opportunity. And this is the storm that's tornado warned right now on the right side of your screen, south of Medallia. Looks like the rotation's become rain wrapped. So this is kind of like the area of rotation. Right over Highway 15, it's become pretty rain wrapped. Can we get a slow mode? I think it's already on like 25 seconds. Where are Freddie and Connor? Florida. I'm pretty sure they're going to be chasing tomorrow for the flood threat. I don't really know what we're doing for live coverage yet for the flooding event. I'm not sure if we are. I'm just going to kind of play it by ear. Depends on what happens. I gotta say though, Brandon Kopic today, anybody that watched Brandon Kopic's feed, I was watching it for like 2 or 3 hours earlier. Dude, it was crazy. People just driving through floodwaters. So many people had their engines literally give out in that water. It was wild. Like, it was pretty crazy stuff. And again, Brandon Kopic also helped several people today. Like, he's a goat of a storm chaser. He's been out there since 2 a.m. and he's still out there right now. It's 6 p.m. 14 hours.
It might be.
Alright, well, we'll go back to Cannon in a second. I'm just going back to radar. Until we have another shot of something. And my radar has broken. Nice. Let me try to refresh it. As we go back to radar, we can't see anything. Radar has broken. I don't know what happened. But radar is broken right now. Maybe it's an overload? I don't know. Thank you, Richard, also for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Okay, what's going on? Is the radar, like, not... Is anybody else having issues loading the radar? Or is it just me? The, none of the radars on here are loading. That's not good. Is Radar Omega still sponsoring this? No. Not technically. Oh, there we go. Alright, came back. Just you. Thanks. I'm glad it's just me. It's always just me. Alright, this is what we're looking at on radar. So again, the 2 tornado warnings that we have. One, again, near Medallia in Minnesota. That is moving towards a rural area of Amboy, which is right here at the cross-section of 30 and 169. The other rotation, still not looking too tight, but there's some broad circulation. On track for Janesville and eventually Waseca in Minnesota. Again, we are still watching the storms in Illinois to see if anything does kind of get crazy over here. Main concern with the storm that's going towards Rochelle right now in Illinois is going to be golf ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. This storm currently is moving east at about 25 miles per hour. So we can track this out and give you a little ETA on this. Actually, I'm going to go back to Cannon first. Cannon has a good view of this. Cannon has a good view of a lowering, it looks like.
There could be.
Back on that.
Is there something back there? See right there what I'm
Medelia
talking
storm
about?
in Minnesota. And it's gonna be a little bit blurry. We are using this is phone connection.
Like,
at least
that's
we
a
have something
reasonable
here
thing to
because
do.
you know we can verify more
Oh,
if there's
yeah,
something happening
I think
like
it's
right
in
now.
there. See that? Right there. We gotta find out. Ain't no let no rain scare us.
Buchanan Calton is literally dominating today. One of the only like probably 5 chasers that are up there. Might be something in that rain-wrapped area there on the left.
Don't worry, guys.
That's what I was
when
thinking.
you go inside messes like this, they like to clear up.
This is near Louisville,
right
Minnesota.
Before the tornado. There's a clear slot.
By the way, is the audio good for Canon? Is it too loud, too quiet? Let me know. Thank you, Anthony, for the $5 super chat.
Let's see if we could get in that nice,
Waseca,
perfect
thank
clear
you.
slot.
I'll try to
Right
remember
before
that.
this thing develops.
Max, can you explain why I got an ad for
no
Gold
problem,
Cruise?
guys.
Can tell you, man.
My pleasure. Let's see.
I'm gonna stay zoomed out here. On the bottom right. We got 2 tornado warnings. Cannon's on the southern one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Good audio?
I think
Okay.
area of rotation would be like right in here. Oh yeah. Oh, is this clear? Watch this, guys. Watch this. Like I said.
Alright.
Boom, just like that, you're in the middle. And the rain stops. Isn't that magical?
Cannon's got some energy, bro. I never watched him until literally today.
Even when it looks like
I see him post on Twitter a lot. You think Northern Illinois will be bad? Should be mostly hail and wind. I wouldn't rule out an isolated tornado, though. A lot of spotter dots on the storm in Minnesota. Are there? I just don't know of any chasers like on YouTube at least that are on the storm.
Barely north of the,
like even in the Midwest right now. Like almost every chaser that I know of went for Debbie. Well, pretty impressive Supercell.
Yeah, you want to see my
Let's go back to radar. Again, this is what we're looking at on both storms. The one near Mankato kind of looks like just contamination here, but there is some at least circulation still. That's going to be approaching Janesville. This is the storm that we are currently looking at with Cannon. So it's near Louisville, just south of Medelia, moving east-southeast. It's going to be on track for Mapleton and Minnesota Lake and Amboy. Those are the 3 main locations in the track of this. So again, if you are in this warning, continue to stay in your safe place. It is moving east-southeast. Yes, a live stream not about a hurricane. I know some of you guys miss these severe weather coverages. We can't really do them when there's hurricanes, and usually there isn't that much severe weather happening during a hurricane or a tropical storm. This is kind of a surprise to me. Like honestly, yesterday, and by the way, it's gonna be pixelated. Just letting you know, like that's not on your end or my end. It's just the camera quality until the connection gets better. But literally yesterday, it caught me by surprise. Like we got like a 5% tornado risk here in the Midwest, and I was like, wow, I might actually have to go live for that tomorrow. Good thing I got a 2-hour power nap in earlier. Because otherwise we could have been shocked.
Look at that. Oh yeah. Don't worry guys, I've been actively working to try to get better stream quality and everything.
I think it just got better. Maybe. Maybe not. I'll just keep him bottom right till it comes back up clear. Still have pretty tight rotation for the mid-levels near Louisville. Let's go back to base velocities. Definitely have a lot of rotation there. I mean, it's definitely a storm. I mean, even looking at visually, it's definitely a storm that could still produce a tornado. The one near Mankato, I have more doubt about. It does still appear a bit more outflow driven. But with it having an inflow and a pretty, at least definitive little hook here on the south side near 22. That, again, it could still produce an isolated tornado as it moves towards Janesville and Wilton. Still a possibility. Then we're going to go back to Cannon here. He has better
Kind of
quality.
right there, it's trying to turn up. See all that rising up into there? All right, now it's about to start pouring. So that's going to be our area of interest I just kind of pointed out.
It's gonna start pouring. Time to get in the car. Time to run away.
Thank you for all the new subscribers, guys.
I just got jelly on my finger.
Almost to.
And I don't have a napkin. That is unfortunate. The tornado warning here for Waton, Wan, and Blue Earth counties. This one just got condensed. It is still radar indicated. Again, moving east at about 25 miles per hour. So that's on track again from Mapleton and eventually Minnesota Lake. Amboy is the next town in front of this, which is, again, a pretty small town here. But just have your tornado action plan ready to go if you're in those areas, because this could still produce a tornado as it moves east-southeast. Wow, this is a pretty, I mean, and this is a pretty good shot. I wish it wasn't as blurry, but you can kind of make out the supercell structure here.
Streaming issues.
On the southern tornado warning in Minnesota.
But one day I get these streaming issues fixed. Be some very, very high quality tornadoes on stream I could have gotten if they were already fixed.
No problem, Aggro. By the way, make sure to go subscribe to Ken Colton on YouTube. He is live on YouTube. Huge W for him allowing us to use the stream today. I'll make sure to pay him. Hopefully he'll make some upgrades. Flood emergency in Florida. Yeah, there's been a flood emergency. This is actually a catastrophic one. There's been some crazy flooding. I'm not really going to talk too much about it in the stream. I don't know what Brandon's doing right now. Let me just double check. Brandon Kopic was going through flooded roadways. He's not anymore. He was literally watching people drive through flooded roadways for like 4 hours earlier. It was insane. We're just going to stay up here. Nothing definitive on the ground, but we still have rotation north of Truman, Minnesota, going towards Amboy, and then the other one's broader, large area of circulation moving towards Janesville, Wilton, and Waseca in Minnesota. Again, both moving east-southeast. And bottom right of your screen is Cannon Colton. We'll just keep him there for now, but he's currently on the storm south of Medalia here in Minnesota. Thank you, Ellie, for the 2-month membership. Also, thank you, Brandon, for becoming a 2-month member. Bench check? I just did a bench check. It is still intact. I have these live cameras have benches in them. No. I don't think so. Alright, we do have a funnel cloud being reported on this storm near Mankato. Presumably, that funnel cloud will probably be right about there, just east of 22. This was reported moments ago. So make sure that you're in your safe place if you're in this warning. There has been a funnel cloud reported on this storm near Mankato, Minnesota. If you guys do see any photos or videos, you can at me on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX. We'll keep a close eye on there if there's anything interesting. Trampoline rating, like a medium risk today. Nothing too out of the ordinary today. Okay. What can Iowa expect? It's going to be basically the same threat as what Minnesota's seeing, but it would really just be up in here. Like, again, we would have to have another storm or two fire up, somewhere in northern Iowa, which, again, if something does fire up, we could see an isolated tornado, but main concern will still be damaging winds. We have a live radar Omega Cyclone port back over in northwest Iowa. It's a party at the lake today. This is back over in, this is the Parks Marina area. It's a party. People are having a good time. Got some people at the bar on the right side of your screen. It's a chill day up there in northwest Iowa. They are under a tornado watch. There are storms to their north, but we could get another storm that fires up somewhere in here within the hour. So we'll have to watch and see. It would fire up near this boundary. It's moving south. So something to watch for. If we go to satellite, I think we can see that too. Let's go to satellite. Yeah, this is really the main storm activity. I'm not seeing anything really imminent there near Worthington developing. The amount of instability up here today, too, is pretty off the charts. We have around 4,000 to 5,000 joules per kilogram of instability. It's definitely up there. Just gonna circle these two areas and keep a close eye on them. Nothing on the ground from what we know right now. Still keeping a close eye on it. But there is a funnel cloud on the one east of Mankato. Cannon just reached 1,000 subscribers. He's going crazy. Heck yeah. Go subscribe to Cannon Cold Time. I'm gonna put his link in the chat. Let's try to see if we can get him to like 2,000 subscribers or something. Let's make his day. I'll put his link in the chat. Huge W. We have 7,300 people in here. Let's at least get him like 1,000 more subs or something. Thank you, Candy, for the $5 super chat. Yeah, he just went over 1,000. He might go higher. We'll see. Bro, why are people saying max raid in his chat? We're not raiding him. We're just. Everybody's in his chat now saying max raid. It's not a raid. If it was a raid, we'd literally have to end the stream. Bro, his chat is flying now. That's so funny. Bro, his day is being made. Guaranteed. You just gained 300 subscribers in like a minute, bro. This is so awesome. Dude, I love doing this stuff. Literally, the chat is flying. That's so awesome. He has 500 viewers now. Holy. It's crazy. We'll go to him real quick.
This storm might be outflowed out.
This is, again, Cannon is on the storm that is currently just southwest of Garden City, Minnesota.
Oh, wow. Thank you guys so much. This is nuts.
That you leave for the 499.
So we're looking at right here.
It's pretty awesome, though, honestly. Like, you know.
Sorry.
I don't know how I got here to the
it?
point where we have like 7,200 viewers, but like,
but we got these
it's pretty sick
right
being
here.
able to.
Those are fresh.
Help storm chasers out. We did it with Tyler Kurtz on the Hurricane Barrel coverage, and you know, obviously this has made his day. We basically doubled the subscribers, and like, he hit 1,500 subscribers. Literally, we doubled his subscribers in 5 minutes. It's crazy. It's so cool. We rated Storm Intermediate twice too, and their viewership spiked up for the remainder of their coverage too. A lot of cool stuff. I can help people out.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Do have a new tornado warning. I don't know if the audio played or not. New tornado warning though for Faribault in Blue Earth counties in Minnesota. That is going to be on this warning here. So if you are in this warning for Amboy or just north of Winnebago, make sure that you're seeking shelter immediately. Away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. And away from windows. Again, this is moving east-southeast. Eventually going to be going towards Minnesota Lake and Wells. Those areas will be eventually in the track of this particular storm. Faribault? Oh, is that just Faribault? Okay. Thank you. Faribault County, Minnesota. Still a pretty large, pretty strong velocity still. Velocity's going towards the radar, still pretty strong. Going away from the radar, they're a little bit broader, but I wouldn't be surprised if we had some sort of tornado. Or at least some sort of lowering. Moving east-southeast. The storm back up near Janesville. Again, this could produce a tornado. It could go kind of crazy. Still a large, broad area of circulation. My guess would be they issue a new warning on this probably soon. That'll be going towards Janesville, Waseca, and Wilton. Again, bottom right of your screen is Cannon Colton, storm chasing on the storm that is south of Garden City near Winnebago. Moving east-southeast. Continue to stay in your safe place if you are in the tornado warnings in southern Minnesota. Let's get them to 3,000 subscribers. I mean, if enough of you guys go over there and subscribe to him, we can get him to 3,000 subscribers. Apparently he's at like 1,600 now. I'm putting the link to his stream in the chat if you want to go subscribe to him.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
New tornado warning for Waseca and Blue Earth counties in Minnesota. It'll pop up here in a second. It's a large, broad area of circulation heading towards Janesville, Waseca, and Wilton. So if you are in this pink polygon, seek shelter immediately, away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. So again, this is currently moving east-southeast. Has the capability to produce a tornado as it moves east-southeast. So continue to stay in your safe place if you are in this warning. And honestly, right here, this might be where we're watching for a tornado. Just west of Janesville. We do have a small radar hole, keep that in mind, so the velocity is going to be a little bit higher up in elevation, on like a higher tilt sort of thing. But this would be where we're watching for a tornado. It'd be near Highway 83, just kind of traveling down to the southeast. Going towards Wilton. It's still a pretty large but broad area of circulation. We'll see what happens there. The southern storm, honestly, still looks the most impressive. So we'll continue to keep a close eye on Cannon if he does see anything. And if you guys do see any reports on Twitter, again, you can at me at MaxVelocityWX. Thank you, Gilbert, for becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities. Thank you, Coach Rick, for the $4.99. That's awesome. Hope you get accepted. There is still a severe thunderstorm warning in northern Illinois, east of Dixon. Still not super concerned about this storm. Again, we could get an isolated tornado threat, but I think it's going to be more of a wind and hail threat for at least the time being. Anything in this area here, this is all just storms firing off an outflow boundary. So, we'll see what these storms do, though. They're going to be running into the outflow boundary. See what happens. Got a pretty ominous view here from Cannon Colton, too. That's the southern tornado warning.
Stop.
Bottom right of your screen is what we're looking at on radar.
So we're just gonna head south.
Cannon
This will
Colton,
take
I mean,
about
by the way. I keep saying Colton. I think.
20. This should take about 20 minutes to get into view. So just hang with me here.
Nearly 2K. Trying to see whenever updates. Alright, we need 180 more of you guys to subscribe to Cannon Colton. Putting the link in the chat, make sure to subscribe to him. There's 8,100 of you. Let's get 180 of you to go subscribe to him. Make his day. Get him to 2,000 subscribers. We almost could triple his subscriber count, literally, in not even 10 minutes. There's, I think, 800 going into today or something. Will northern Chicago be okay? Again, mostly wind and hail for Chicago. I'm not really too concerned about the tornado risk there. It's low, it's not zero. If we go back over to the Storm Prediction Center forecast for today, this is the outlined tornado risk. The main corridor is where we're looking right now. It's going to be from southern and southeastern Minnesota back into northern and eastern parts of Iowa, and then eventually into southwestern Wisconsin. We could see a couple of supercells try to initiate in this area around 7 or 8. The HRRR model hinted at that, so see what happens. Hey, Richard, for becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities. Apparently, it took him 4 years to get to 800 subscribers, and we just got him to about 2,000 subscribers. That is crazy. It's wild. He hit 2,000. Oh my goodness. All right. We do have stronger rotation now north of Winnebago, Minnesota. This could drop a tornado at any time. Cheese curds today? I did not have cheese curds today. No. I got Wendy's for lunch. Didn't get soda, by the way. I'm still on a good soda diet. Had no soda for 5 days in a row. No debris signature still, but we do still have strong rotation approaching 169 on track eventually for Minnesota Lake. So again, that's moving eastbound right now. No CC drop though as of right now. I've had no soda for 5 minutes. You're better than me. I gotta be honest with you, this storm near Janesville, I just feel like this could go crazy. Like, it hasn't yet, but like, it really could. Velocities are like strong aloft. Like, this is a, if it can organize here, this storm could produce a larger tornado. I'm not ruling it out. Still has a hook, still has an inflow. Going towards Wilton. Blooming Prairie is a long-term track of this storm in Minnesota. Like, in all honesty, this could literally produce a potentially more intense tornado if it does develop. The rotation near the low levels hasn't really gotten going yet. It hasn't really tightened, but it's definitely possible. Southern storm has the same sort of possibilities too. I'd say really these are the two main storms though that are going to produce a tornado threat, at least in Minnesota for the next hour. I don't see anything else that looks imminent. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you, Theme Pro, for the 1 gifted. Got him to 2,000 subs. I think he's at 2,100 now. 2,140 subscribers. He basically tripled his subscribers today. Crazy. No, I've heard him. I have his audio on. I don't see anything in the description. Yeah, I gotta put him in the description here. Let me do that real quick. Time to get Cannon to 3K. Might have to. Might just have to. Alright, I put his link in the description now. Alright, let's see. Still no debris signature on either storm. This one still has strong, at least mid to low level rotation, just nothing again reaching the ground from what we know. This storm near Pemberton, Minnesota, still has some strong rotation, but it is still relatively broad. So, still watching this storm closely. Again, this kind of reminds me of like the storm that we had in Wisconsin. I can't remember which one, but it was one of the Wisconsin tornadoes that we had like last month, I think it was. Sometime last month. I think it was in July. It just kind of, it went crazy. It was either that or like late June. Just reminds me of it. I don't know if it'll produce a large tornado or not. Like, I'm not saying it will be, but it has that feeling because of how strong the velocities are near the surface. And going aloft, like if you go up a few tilts, which kind of look higher up into the storm, you know, there's definitely rotation. There's no doubt about it. I get any sleep today? I got 4.5 hours of sleep last night, and then I got 2 hours of napping about like 6 hours ago. Apparently we had a Supercell in New Hampshire today. It's crazy, Ben. New Hampshire seeing Supercells? That's like not even common. Can we get him to 8K? I don't know if we can get him to 8K. We got him to 2K though. I mean, again, if you want to subscribe to Cannon Carlton, the link's in the chat. It's also in the description. We might be able to get him to like 3K or something today. It'd be pretty crazy. Does my voice ever slow down? In which way? Like, do I talk slower or does my voice like hurt over time? Because usually I don't have a problem like long term.
This is an urgent alert.
We now have a confirmed tornado on the ground.
Seek shelter immediately.
So, confirmed tornado on the ground in this storm, which is actually what Cannon Carlton's on, but he's in the rain right now. This is a tornado on the ground for those in Faribault and Blue Earth counties in Minnesota. So, this has gotten upgraded to observed, and there's also quarter-sized hail. So this is located over Amboy, Minnesota. Weather spotters confirmed tornado just about 3 miles to the north of Winnebago. So if we go and measure 3 miles north or so, it's going to be it's that rotation right there, just south of Amboy. So again, seek shelter if you are in this warning. This is a confirmed tornado moving eventually towards Delavon, Easton, and Minnesota Lake in Minnesota. That is currently moving east-southeast. We have a new radar scan coming in. We'll see if we can see anything here on radar. But Storm Chaser Cannon Calton is on this storm right now. I don't think that's a debris signature, to be honest. Yeah, it's not a debris signature. You really can't see it. It's still pretty far away from the radar site. If we measure this, it's like 75 miles away, so we're not going to have a clear view on radar of the debris. This is the latest scan here on the velocities. Still don't see anything really clear here. But again, that tornado, that right there is a bit more clear now. Definitely have more of a couplet now, just north of Winnebago. Again, that's going to be eventually moving towards Delavon. So if you are in Delavon, Minnesota, get your tornado action plan ready to go, as a tornado very well could be on track for Delavon or Easton in southern Minnesota here relatively soon. And that is your tornado that's on the ground right now. This is an observed tornado by weather spotters. We don't have any debris signature or anything like that that's clear right now, but that would be where the tornado is located. Moving east-southeast. Delavon, Wisconsin's more popular. Yeah, I keep saying Delavon, or I thought I was saying Delavon, Minnesota. But if not, this is Delavon, Minnesota that we're talking about. I think that's just clear air contamination. Let me check velocities. Man, I'm telling you guys, like, the rotation on this storm, I'm really curious to see if, so I don't know if anybody's on this storm, like, I don't know. But if somebody's on this storm, it's probably, like, rapidly rotating in the low levels. Like, the velocities are just really strong right now. Just south of Janesville. This is not the one that's confirmed, but it has that feeling that it could go big as it moves east-southeast. Just gonna stay zoomed out for the time being. We'll go to Cannon real quick. This Cannon's on this storm that has the observed tornado. I'm not sure if he's in the area of it, though. We'll listen in.
Okay, guys. Let's see.
Radar Omega has 2 chaser dots on it. Yeah, that's Florida, though. We're covering the Midwest. Who would have thought?
This isn't the new storm.
Midwest
this
today.
is the storm on the way, that shoulder rotation, so just look out for it. Just in case, but...
My friend in St. Augustine, Florida got a tornado warning. There was one there earlier. It was just north of St. Augustine. I was watching radar earlier, too. Nothing really popped out to me to require a live stream earlier. In, like, the Florida area.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Alright, new tornado warning for Faribault County, Minnesota. This one is just radar indicated. So this might just get downgraded entirely. Guessing it's on this. Moving east-southeast at 25 miles per hour for Faribault County, Minnesota. Pretty sure it's just this storm. And this northern storm, again, just looks like it could go crazy. So here's your new tornado warning. So Winnebago and Minnesota Lake are the 2 new areas included in this warning. In Minnesota, if you are in this warning, seek shelter immediately away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. This is the latest radar scan on reflectivity. You know, we still have an inflow notch, still got a hook on this storm south of Janesville, the storm south of Mapleton. That one could still produce something. Apparently there was a tornado. They have dropped it back down to radar indicated, Weather spotters have reported a funnel, according to that report. So maybe just a brief tornado touchdown. But again, continue to stay in your safe place if you're in that warning. Could definitely drop another one. The first tornado that we had with this storm on south of Mapleton, it was a larger tornado. I did retweet the video on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX. There have been several photos on Twitter as well, but this is a storm that has a history of producing a tornado. Why do you enjoy humiliating this guy with encouraging the haircut? I need a haircut. My hair is really long, actually. I have to agree. I do need a haircut. I was going to get one until Debbie happened. Debbie has ruined so many plans that I had this weekend. Like, I was going to watch the Twisters movie, I was going to go golfing, and I was going to get a haircut. None of those things happened. So, yeah. It's now Monday, but, you know. I'm not growing a mullet. No, we're not doing Connor Croft stuff. By the way, do you guys see the tornado that happened in Buffalo, New York today? I don't know if you guys all saw that. I'm retweeting another video of that on Twitter. I didn't even see it, but I saw it, but like there's a video that's literally right where the tornado happened. It was apparently an EF1. It was already surveyed. It was in Buffalo, New York at like lunchtime. It's crazy. So we got strong velocities near Wilton. So far, we're not seeing anything on the ground on the Winnebago tornado, which was observed. Might have just been a brief tornado. We'll stay zoomed out until our next scan. I'm in Buffalo, is right in downtown. That's crazy. Yeah, that was a very unexpected tornado. There was no warning on it either. It came off, I think, Lake Erie.
This is an urgent alert.
Okay, we have another observed tornado here in Minnesota.
Seek shelter immediately.
This is going to be for Waseca and Steele counties in Minnesota. So I believe there are now 2 confirmed tornadoes in the last, like, 5 minutes here. This is a more populated area, so a little bit more concerning. Right along Highway 14, going to be moving eastbound, going towards Owatonna, near Waseca. This is a storm, in my opinion, that has been the most concerning for a while. Just very strong velocities. Up and down this entire storm. So we could have, again, a tornado on the ground here. Moving eastbound, and it again, is on the ground, moving eastbound, going towards Meridian. This warning does not have any details on it for some reason. But this is a tornado on the ground right now, moving east. That is observed. We don't have a clear CC drop, but if there is a tornado, it's probably just south of Janesville. Would be my guess. I think this warning got bugged. Warning on here updated? Alright, the other warning's right. Weather spotters confirmed a large tornado 3 miles south of Janesville. It's not PDS though. What? So there's apparently a large tornado on the ground with this storm south of Janesville in Minnesota. And there is no PDS tag on this. But it is large. That's what it says on the warning details. A confirmed tornado is near Janesville. Weather spotters confirmed a large tornado 3 miles south of Janesville right now, which that does not shock me with how strong the velocities are. Like, again, we've been talking about this for a while. This could go big. It's not PDS, but it is a large tornado. So if you are in this warning, make sure that you're getting underground if you can. Get to a sturdy structure if you're in a mobile home. Get into a ditch. You know, do what you gotta do to get to your safe place here. This is for Waseca, Otisco, Hope, and Ellendale in Minnesota. But this is a confirmed large tornado. That is, again, apparently not PDS. I don't know why. I'm gonna see if I can see anything on this. This is a confirmed large tornado moving east, southeast. I didn't know that you use those words either without that being PDS. I mean, I don't see any CC drop here. Maybe it's just not that. Maybe it's not a particularly dangerous situation. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Let's see if there's anything on their Twitter. Yeah, that large tornado would be just south of Janesville, Minnesota, moving towards Waseca, Wilton. We do have cameras, I think, in this area. I think. We have one in Waseca. You guys see anything on Twitter about this? Add me on Twitter. I'm trying to find more details on this. This is what the storm looks like from Waseca. Again, it's just ominous. You really can't see anything. This was 2 minutes ago. Static image. It's the only camera that has any view of this, though. Still no debris signature, but again, my guess is that right there, that's your tornado. So it's going to be just north of Waldorf, moving eventually towards Wilton and Highway 32. The National Weather Service Twin Cities just said they have reports of a large tornado on the ground. So they're saying it on our Twitter page too. There's reports of a large tornado on the ground south of Janesville moving east-southeast. Again, as we're repeating myself here, it is not a PDS tornado warning, but it is a large tornado. Moving in the direction of Wilton, Minnesota, it's going to be approaching Highway 32. It's also going to be approaching the south side of Waseca. You should be in your safe place if you're anywhere in Waseca, as a large tornado could be lifting debris far away from where this tornado is. And it's also going to be on track for parts of Meridian, Ellendale, Summit, and Blooming Prairie will be a long-term track of this. Again, from reports, this is a large tornado. It looks a bit broader on the latest scan, but PDS is a particularly dangerous situation. And the only issue, though, is when we have a strong and or large tornado on the ground. Wow, there is a large tornado. I am retweeting the photo on Twitter, at MaxVelocityWX. It is definitely a large tornado. It's the second large tornado that we've had today. Yeah, as a reminder, this is not PDS. It's still a large tornado, though. You should treat every tornado warning the same. You know, especially since we do have a tornado on the ground that's large. But nothing on this as of right now. We don't have a debris signature, though. That's probably, might just be why we don't have one. So I'm not seeing any clear signature of debris. We have a very impressive supercell again. Hook, your inflow notch, and then your tornado would be right in the middle of this east of Pemberton. Yeah, it might literally just be in a cornfield right now, too. By the way, Cannon's gonna be loading here for a second. He lost connection. He's coming back, I think. I'll have another radar scan here in a second. Thing you reposted is from an hour ago. Nice. Alright, well, I guess that's not the tornado. Brother. Alright, well, if anybody sees anything about this on Twitter, at me on Twitter. I haven't seen anything. But at this point, it's more than likely just a rain-wrapped tornado. I mean, velocities are still coming together quite a bit near St. Mary. So this is probably, it may have just lifted and now it's recycling and it might drop another tornado as it approaches Wilton, Minnesota. So that might be what happens here. Just south of Waseca. The southern storm, though, has been losing its grip. It's definitely losing organization. We might see something develop on the one west of Winnebago. That might be like a new storm to watch for, tornado threat. This one, by far, though, has the most concerning look to it. So we're going to wait for another radar scan and see if we see anything clearer here. But still a pretty impressive inflow and definitely organized. Moving east-southeast. Why isn't it PDS? I don't know. Do not know. We do have a new radar scan, though. I mean, the latest scan just, again, this is the velocities. That'd be your tornado, but it's in the inflow, so it's probably not the tornado. That's just probably clear air contamination near Wilton. This is your inflow notch. This is your hook. If we have a tornado, it's going to be right about, like, in this range somewhere. It's going to be in here. It looks broader, so it might be recycling or just becoming outflow driven. Wait, the guy's channel link again? Yeah, it's in the description. It's like one of the bottom links down there. But again, large tornado. At least that has been observed moving east-southeast. It may have lifted at this point, but there at least at one point has been a large tornado. There might still be one. Well, this is a static image, but this is from Waseca. Very strong winds, perhaps an RFD surge here. In Waseca, you can see the wind, or you can't really see the wind, but you can at least see the tree swaying there on the left. That looks like pretty strong winds there. Right there in Waseca or in Mapleton, or this is in Mapleton. And then a little bit further up here, again, just very low visibility, but definitely looks windy and rainy. Mapleton. Where's Mapleton? Mapleton's back to the west. That is not the right camera. Never mind, that was not Waseca. That was Mapleton. That was on the other storm activity. Let me see if the Waseca one looks different. The Waseca one, we're not looking at anything right now. Just ominous skies. Some lightning in the area, heavy rain. Look at that right there. This is a shelf. Nice little shelf kit cloud that cannon's intercepting on this area of storms. Keeping at the bottom right. Wait for another radar scan here. And if you're just tuning in, again, you might be confused. There's a large tornado on the ground. How is this not PDS? I don't know. But it is not a PDS tornado warning cell, but in the wording on the warning, it is a large tornado. So, again, treat this as, I mean, every tornado warning should literally be treated the same. It doesn't matter if it's PDS or an observed tornado. It literally is like the same sort of thing. PDS is usually worse, but, you know, it's a tornado is a tornado. So make sure that you are in your safe place if you are in this warning. From what I'm seeing, though, the velocities have broadened out quite a bit here, just to the southwest of Wilton. The inflow is being cut off quite a bit, so it might just be kind of losing its grip right now. Let's kind of hope that trend continues. It looked way more organized like 10 minutes ago. It's definitely losing some of its organization here, though. But velocities still remain pretty strong, so we definitely could see a tornado drop again in the next few minutes. The National Weather Service of Twin Cities did say they received multiple reports of a large tornado south of Janesville moving east-southeast. That was as of 10 minutes ago. Cannot predict EF ratings before or during or even during a tornado. That all happens usually hours or even sometimes days after a tornado happens. The National Weather Service has to survey damage and assess it. And that's how they get rated. You cannot rate a tornado in real time. It's, like, literally not possible. But you do have, like, a 1 in 6 chance. That's what Cannon's looking at right now. I think Cannon's going for that southern cell near Winnebago.
Should slowly get lower.
Which could drop something.
Typical tornado lasts,
definitely organizing.
Like, you know, this year so far, like...
So what we're looking at right now, so just for reference, again, we are in southern Minnesota, well to the south of Minneapolis. This storm has been producing, at least has produced a large tornado. We don't think it's on the ground anymore, but continue to stay in your safe place in case it is. The one south of Mapleton, this one here I think is kind of losing its grip. We have a new storm near Winnebago, though, that is more discreet, and this one could produce a tornado within the next hour or so, as that moves towards Winnebago and probably just staying north of Blue Earth. And that's, I think, where Cannon is going. So we'll keep a close eye on this, moving east-southeast. And then also back over in Illinois right now, we do have some storms out there. Again, nothing severe, really, other than the storm south of Rochelle, which is just some isolated hail and wind. Everything thus far has behaved. It's mostly just lightning, heavy rain. Again, just nothing concerning, in my opinion, right now. But we'll continue to watch this area in case something does try to get going. I mentioned this before, but these storms here that are back over near the Shoalsburg area... This area, we might see an isolated tornado try to develop. So we're watching for a short-term tornado risk just to the south of Madison, just to the west of Janesville, and just to the north of Dixon. Stay zoomed out until the next scan. Why hasn't the Whitman tornado been rated? It has. It was a EF3, like a very high-end EF3 tornado. Too many Janesvilles today? Yeah, there's a couple. We got one in Minnesota. It's the main one we've been talking about, but we also got one in Wisconsin. That's the other storm back over near Winnebago.
Cell, yeah, I'll definitely
shelf cloud, a little lowering there in the middle.
We can see it right now. Just depends how close we get. Yeah, we're gonna try to get right in there. We got that lowering forming on this new storm. I wanted to go after these new storms.
There's a Janesville, Iowa, too? Or
the old ones
what Janesville's do we need?
Very rainy. If these new storms do something, it'd be a lot prettier then.
Latest scan still showing broader circulation near Wilton. Again, this was originally... again, you can't see the text on here. I can pull up the text if you're really curious on my other software here. This is what it said, though. It literally says, under source, weather spotters confirmed a large tornado 3 miles south of Janesville. That was, again, about 15 minutes ago now. But just letting you know, like, there has been at least a report of that. And this warning has been updated. It is still observed. So this tornado is still on the ground for Waseca and Steele counties in Minnesota. We'll see if the wording changes. The wording has changed back to weather spotters confirmed tornado. So we still have a tornado, no longer quote-unquote large. Moving east-southeast, it'll be approaching Ellendale, Minnesota. Eventually on track for Summit and Blooming Prairie in Minnesota. Lansing, Austin, Racine, Spring Valley should all be on alert. Rochester, probably just going to be mostly wind, but monitor this storm just in case it, you know, for whatever reason goes a little bit further north than currently forecasted. Okay, never mind. This is still large. This is still apparently a large rain-wrapped tornado, and this is still not PDS. It is a confirmed large rain-wrapped tornado in Waseca, Minnesota. This is... I've never seen a storm that says this sort of wording that isn't PDS, but again, it might not be like a... It might be a large tornado. Like, we sometimes have large tornadoes that are not, like, super damaging. That might be what this is. But it is a large, confirmed large rain-wrapped tornado in Waseca. It's going to be back over near Wilton. It would probably be that right there, then. If it is literally fully rain-wrapped, that's what it's going to be. It's just going to be southwest of Wilton. So, this is still a large tornado. PDS means particularly dangerous situation. We do not have that right now. Don't have any debris signature or anything. So, yeah, this is still a large rain-wrapped tornado. We haven't had any debris ball or signature or anything like that with this storm for the entirety of it, south of Waseca. But, again, this is reportedly still a large tornado. Moving east-southeast, it is fully rain-wrapped, so make sure that you're not looking outside for this. There's no reason to try to film this for TikTok. Alright, get to your safe place. There's literally no reason to be outside right now trying to look at this. It is a fully rain-wrapped tornado. Population doesn't have anything to do with PDS. Like, at least from what I know. I mean, we've had... Wow, look at this. This is the, I think, southern storm.
How is it still raining?
Let me go back a second here.
What is going on?
This cannon on a second ago. Look at that large lowering right there. This is on, I believe, if I am not mistaken, he is going towards the southern tornado, the southern storm that is not tornado warning.
We want to get right under that right there.
Lowering, though. That's
trying to watch that. Seems like a wall cloud trying to develop under there. Yeah, that's what we're trying to...
That was a large lowering there. That's on the southern storm. this one near Winnebago right now? Okay. That might be the tornado right there. Unless that's still contamination. Right over Wilton? That might be our tornado over Wilton. We still don't have a debris signature, but that's like the tightest couplet. Let's go back to base velocities. Unless it's literally buried in the rain, which is not really always the case. Because like that right there, it's either one of the two. I'm leaning towards it being the rotation near Wilton now. So this is again reportedly, this storm purportedly is a large rain-wrapped tornado that is moving through the town of Wilton right now, south of Waseca in Minnesota, eventually going towards Ellendale. So Ellendale, Minnesota, you need to be in your safe place. This will eventually track towards Interstate 35 in Minnesota towards Ellendale. There are cameras in Ellendale. So as this approaches Ellendale, we should get at least some visual of this storm. I don't know how great the visual is going to be, but we'll probably at least have some visual of this. There are a ton of cameras on I-35. It's the latest scan. No CC drop still. See what the velocities look like. And for velocities to update here. Yeah, that right there looks like the tornado near Wilton. That's our guess right now, is that's the tornado. We don't have a debris ball or anything like that to match it up with, but that's what I'm thinking. For a tornado, it'd be right over Wilton. It might even be stalling a little bit. It's not really moving. That is the tornado. It's not really moving right now. We could still have something down in here for the record, near the New Richland area, but it should be mostly a wind threat there. No debris is surprising. Again, this radar is like 75 miles away. We usually get some sort of debris signature even from that far away, as long as the tornado is at least strong enough.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
But we haven't had that. We have a new tornado warning for Freeborn County and Faribault County, Minnesota. It's probably going to be this storm here. I think this is the one that... Oh, actually, no. It's going to be this one here. So near Wells. Near the Easton area and Delavon. And again, this is the live shot of this storm from Canon. That's what it looks like. Got a lowering in there.
For those who don't know, when we started the stream today, we were at 800 subscribers, which took me 4 years to get, and we've jumped to over 2,000 because of Max Velocity and Evan Freiberg. Huge shout out to them. You guys probably all came from them. I do not have a weather-related Facebook page. I only have a weather-related Twitter. Oh no.
W's in the chat, I guess. Alright, let's go back to radar here. I'm just gonna stay zoomed out until the next radar scan. Should have it in a second. Alright, this is the latest scan. Just south of Wilton. Again, we still have that little couplet. This, again, what we're assuming is the tornado. Could still have something down near the New Richland area trying to redevelop. Let's see the CC updates. And we haven't had no debris signature, so again, nothing really visually confirmed here by radar, but if we do have a tornado, it's going to be between the New Richland area back through Wilton. This is the area that we think the tornado is now. But it might be occluding just purely due to how far back now it is in the rain. It's really getting left behind here in the rain on this storm near Wilton. The storm back over near Wells, again, we've had a lowering on this, and again, Cannon's on this storm, and so we'll see what happens as this moves east-southeast, eventually towards Wells. Interstate 90 and Alden will eventually be in the track of this. Wow, this is crazy. Oh, we just missed it. This storm is crazy. I can't believe that. I really can't believe this is happening tonight. With
Wow,
Debbie and whatnot. We'll go back in a few seconds. This is the storm, the southern tornado warning.
Just getting more.
It's an absolute beast of a supercell in Minnesota. I low-key feel bad for both Connor and Freddie about giving them advice to chase the hurricane. I mean, this setup is just crazy. Yeah, nothing right now in Minnesota, or in, sorry, not Minnesota, Wisconsin or Illinois that looks concerning. Everything's been just mostly gusty winds and small hail. Go back to southern Minnesota. We're going to stay here for, obviously, now, this is the main area of storm, so we're going to stay here, and then we'll wait for the next radar scan. Should be in here in a minute. But that initial area of rotation that was likely the tornado has now just fully occluded near Wilton. So the new area that we're looking at right now would be southeast of Wilton. So that'd be the main area that we're looking at for circulation, moving east. Connor and Freddie are caught lacking. They're not lacking. I gave him advice. I gave Freddie advice to come down and chase the hurricane. I mean, hopefully, you know, they've had at least a good time. But, you know, it didn't sound like they had a good time from last night. Wait for the next radar scan here. Nobody answered me, so never mind. There's 12,000 people watching. Can't really answer every question. Shout out to Evan with the raid. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well, Evan. Bad advice, I guess. I literally told... Well, here's the crazy thing. On, like, early Saturday, I literally told Freddie, I'm like, I think it's going to be a Category 1 on landfall. Sustained winds at 80 miles per hour. Pressure like 978, 979. Literally, that's what happened on landfall. So, I mean, hopefully, you know, he didn't get his hopes up too high. But... you know, it is what it is. It should be an interesting next few days, though, with the flooding threat. So, again, I don't know if we're going to be doing much live coverage for flooding, but we'll see. Next radar scan should be here in a minute or sooner. This is the latest scan. Do still have a little... Well, we'll wait for the reflectivity update. Looks like we still have a little inflow notch southeast of Wilton. Could still get a tornado here approaching Ellendale. Might be a new area of circulation trying to develop. Somebody just added me on Twitter. Want to know what being a full-grown adult is? Having a beer and watching max velocity on a weekly basis. How? What? It's not what my Twitter is being used for today. Thank you. We apparently have a new mesoscale discussion. I'm trying to pull that up. Yeah, we do have a new mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center. That is for southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. A relatively small area. It's where this cluster is currently at. This is going to be for just south of Rochester, Minnesota, well to the north of Des Moines. Tornado risk will continue. Potential for damaging winds is going to be increasing as well, as this is likely to become more of a Boeing segment here soon. Look at what Cannon Calton has right now. Holy. Beautiful storm structure just to the west of Wells on the tornado warning.
You want to know what's sad?
Wells, Minnesota.
The car I used for storm chasing.
This storm that he's on is radar indicated, so we don't have anything confirmed on it.
For $1,000. I couldn't even sell it. And that's the only reason why I still have the storm chasing car.
I don't know what he's talking about with Facebook Marketplace.
Like, it's a battered car. Like, I'll show you guys the outside when we stop.
Oh, the car? Is that what he's talking about? All right, latest scan. Still got rotation. Back over east of New Richland. So again, currently moving eastbound. The main area that we had a tornado in, it looks like is occluded. This is the area that we're watching for now, just north of Highway 30. We do have a camera that is looking in this area. I don't know if it's really going to see anything, but this is a camera that we have right now. Back over on I-35 in Ellendale looking southwest. Don't see much right now, but we're going to keep a close eye on it because we do have a couple cameras on I-35. So we will try to see if anything is approaching. What I'm seeing, though, it looks like we have a lowering. I'm trying to see if there's any other cameras that are better, though. Yeah, I mean, this camera is one of the better ones, so it's on this storm that we're looking at. Top right of your screen would be where we would have some sort of tornado threat. I don't see anything yet. Looks like that's where the storm is. I just saw a lightning strike. A little slant there kind of gives you an idea. That's where the storm is. It's going to be back there on the back right. It's looking southwest, right in the direction of probably where this rotation will be. It's on I-35 northbound. That's where the camera's located. It's at mile point or mile marker 34. So that's where this is located. We're gonna wait for the next radar scan here. Thank you, B. Smith, for the super chat. Apparently, there's a fire NATO ongoing in Mineral, California. What? Is it actually happening, like, right now? I'm gonna really quickly just look at radar real quick and see if I can see this. Bro, there's literally a fire NATO over here. Near Turner Mountain, south of Mineral. In California. It's wild. We don't have a fire NATO graphic, so I can't show you a... Can't change the graphic for that one, but apparently that is happening over in California right now. There's a fire NATO.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We have a new tornado warning for Freeborn, Waseca, and Steele counties. It's back down to radar indicated. So that's going to be for probably, yeah, this area here near Blooming Prairie. And still, your circulation's there. It's moving east-southeast towards Ellendale, Geneva, and Summit. I'm going to go back to this live camera because this is really one of our better views of this storm. There is lightning, so we'll probably see something here. Or we might see something with the storm. But this is looking at the storm that's the northern storm that's tornado warned that at one point produced a large rain-wrapped tornado. So we'll see if we see anything here. But this latest warning is back down to radar indicated. Thank you, Mike from Florida, for the very generous $50 super chat. Put some hearts in the chat for Mike. Appreciate the generosity. Thank you, Troy, for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you tuning in. Glad I can help. Thank you, Ricky, for the super chat as well. I gotcha. Thank you, Theme Pro, also for the gifted member. Thank you, Control Dub, for the 3-month membership. Thank you, Jet, for becoming a maximum velocity member. Dude, this storm structure that cannon's on is just bonkers.
Yes, this.
That's the storm structure. I have to go back a little bit because I keep missing it.
And see how it further develops.
That's the southern tornado warning, so this is the other one. The one that we're looking at on the... I'm gonna go back to this camera. The one that we're looking at here, this is the northern tornado warning. So that's for Freeborn, Waseca, and Steele counties in Minnesota. Definitely some lightning. Going back to Cannon again.
Or...
very far back there, there could be some sort of tornado that's not
now it is.
At
first it was pretty normal.
That's what Cannon's thinking. Jose, nothing really in Illinois right now that's concerning.
Oh, no, is that going to be a long cloud trying to form right in there? Alright. So let's see, guys. There should be our exits coming up.
Alright, since we don't think this tornado is on the ground anymore, I'm just going to change the graphic back. So it's probably going to be like, you know, the confirmed tornado warning is going to be let to expire here in a moment. By the way, real quickly, there's almost 13,000 of you guys here. Alright. This is the first time we've ever used Cannon. Ever. He's a very small storm chaser. Alright. I'm not being paid to say this, but go subscribe to his channel, like literally. I'm putting the link in the chat. It's also in the description. Go subscribe to him. We can get him to 3,000 subscribers. He's at like 2,300 now. Just go subscribe to his channel. Links in the chat. We've already got him like 1,600 today. We're trying to make his day. He's the only chaser in the Midwest today. Only one that I at least know of that's in the Midwest. That's live right now, so. Huge W for Cannon being out there. Everybody else went to chase Debbie, so. Which I don't blame anybody, to be honest, for going to Debbie. Debbie's been kind of interesting. There's been some interesting parts to it, but. Dude, his subscriber count just jumped by 500 in literally 10 seconds. I'm not even kidding. I just saw it jump by 500. You might actually get to 5K. It's possible, dude. This would be the craziest thing ever. Holy crap. All right, let's go back to the live camera on that northern tornado warning. Yeah, this is live on the northern tornado warning. Wind's starting to pick up here. We'll see if we can see anything. As the storm does move here into Steele and Freeborn counties in Minnesota. Looks like we actually have some hail falling. A couple of hailstones falling right now. Quick little update. We do have a new mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center in the southeast. We're not really covering this, but there is a minor increase in the tornado risk that may occur in the next hour or two from what's left right now of Debbie. So if you're down there, be mindful of that. Wind is picking up though here on I-35, and there have been a few hailstones falling on this northern tornado warning. Not seeing anything really crazy right now, but you just hit 3K subscribers. So cool. 3,100 subscribers. We can get him to 5,000 now. I missed a cheese curd dono. Oh, did I? Top 3 places for cheese curds? I only get them from Culver's usually. I don't have like a top 3. Buffalo Wild Wings, I would say, is number 1, though. Culver's number 2. We're going to stay on this camera for a second, then we'll go back to live radar. The wind is picking up a little bit here. See if we can see anything. I don't know if we're going to, but the storm did have what it looks like on radar right now. It's another large, broad area of circulation near Ellendale. And it is radar indicated now. It's no longer a confirmed tornado on the ground. Chasing in a $1,000 car, that's dedication. Yeah, that's true. I didn't realize he was chasing in a $1,000 car. It's pretty lit. Thank you, Lucy, for the super chat. Probably just isolated damaging winds. Not much of a threat there in Michigan tomorrow, in my opinion. Thank you, Tanner, for becoming a member, and welcome to the Velocities. Wind is still picking up here. Not really seeing anything, though. Top right of your screen. We'll look up there and see if we can see any lowering or anything. Couldn't sell it for 1,000. Okay, gotcha. That's kind of crazy. Can't sell a car for $1,000. Dude, that is crazy, Hunter. That fire NATO is crazy, or just fire in general. There are some crazy fires in California. I'm not sure if I can show that camera. I'm not entirely sure if I can show that. Alright. Still waiting to see if we can see anything here. This is the northern tornado warning in Minnesota. For Freeborn, Waseca, and Steele counties. there a link for the Fire-nado? I have no clue. I just got sent a video. Hunter, do you have a video to the... Do you have, like, a link to that fire? I'll look and see. Well, wind's still picking up. I'm not seeing anything definitive. It might just be damaging winds right now. Because the velocities on radar are still relatively broad. The one near Wells is very rain-wrapped now. I think this tornado threat might be dying out and might become more of a wind threat now. Despite there being 2 tornado warnings. I think that might be what's happening. Could still get a tornado. I think it might be just lowering. Because this has all become a lot more linear in the last, like, 20 minutes. This was initially a lot more semi-discrete and discrete supercells, but it is becoming a little bit more linear now. Let's kind of hope that trend continues. Let's go back to the live shot here. Wind's starting to pick up here. Still live. Wind's picking up a little bit. Hail falling. Right, an I-35. We can get them to 4K at least. Alright, there's 12,000 of you guys right now. Alright, there's... For what we know, there's no tornado right now on the ground. But obviously, stay in your safe place. Was that a power flash? Actually, we may have just saw a power flash. I don't know what that was. It looked like maybe a power flash there, though, top left. If there is a tornado, it's now going to be back over here. There's a south-facing camera here, too. This is another camera. Maybe there was something. All right, we'll stay here for a second. It's near Ellendale. Thank you, Little, for becoming a member, and welcome to the Velocities. Alright, this is the latest scan. I don't see anything definitively that this is definitely on the ground or not, but this right here, again, is the area of rotation that we're looking at. It's going to be near Ellendale, north of Geneva. Yeah, moving east-southeast near Interstate 35, approaching Blooming Prairie. Still not seeing anything on the ground on radar, but again, we did have a power flash. It may have just been from wind. I'm going to continue to watch that camera, though, and see if anything happens in the next couple minutes. Thank you, Space, also, for becoming a member, and welcome to the Velocities. I'm retweeting more photos of tornadoes from earlier on Twitter. It's at MaxVelocityWX on Twitter. Gotcha, James. Yeah, we've had a lot of photos being sent in about the Fire-nado. We're not gonna... I don't think we're gonna show it, because I don't know if I can show this, but... It is kind of crazy. There are a lot of cameras in California that show the fires. Go back to Canada
Trying to get in front of that portion.
That's the storm that we're looking at. It looks like we have a pretty decent shelf cloud. I'll go back a little bit here. Kind of see the shelf cloud on this storm. This is, again, the southern tornado warning near Wells and west of Alma.
Got our big storm right there. We're heading south. We're going to try to get in front of that portion.
That was what it looked like. Nice little shelf cloud there.
I don't know.
Back to live radar for the time being. Thank you, Lucy, for the super chat. We're just gonna stay here for now. No, I'm not seeing anything on the ground right now. Everything's kind of broadened out for the time being. So, if you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the chat. I'll be just kind of looking at chat here until we have something that develops. But a little bit quieter for the last few minutes, though. Just a little bit. How many subscribers to do a gritty? We need... I don't know. We might actually just do a gritty for fun today instead of having a goal for it. Thank you, Sarah, for the super chat. In California, my whole life gets worse every year. Yeah, unfortunately, the wildfires, like in Canada, for example, they literally just get worse every year. It's crazy. Literally just happening all the time now. It's pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. Hopefully there's more of a solution for that stuff in the future. They really just get worse every year, it feels like. Canada's really gotten bad, though, I feel like, the last 2 years. Like, the last 2 years in general have just been bad for wildfires. Remember last year, right around the same time, we had like I can't even say the word, but basically like an apocalypse in New York. Like it was literally, it looked like we're on Mars for like an entire day there. I actually went to visit some family in Virginia when that happened, and dude, like the smoke was just horrendous. Like it was hard to breathe it sometimes. It was bad. That was one of the worst, smoke events that we've had in the United States, I'd have to say. Hey, Lissy, for the super chat. It's happening in St. Paul. Nothing. Just rain. St. Paul's not going to get anything. Again, our tornado threat will be predominantly just in this region. We are still watching for development in Illinois and Wisconsin, but so far it's mostly just been outflow-driven storms that are predominantly just small hail, gusty winds, and that sort of thing. Nothing really, again, out of the ordinary. But the storms that are south of, like, Chicago, like, these are all just coming off of an outflow boundary. So, I'm not really expecting anything crazy here. I wouldn't rule out, like, a brief tornado, but I think it should just mostly be gusty winds and small hail. So, I'm not too concerned about that. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Wells, Albert, Lee, and Bancroft. That has a tornado possible label on it. We're going to go back to Cannon Carlton for the time being.
Just because the super shelf cloud, here's a chaser right there. These storms with shelf clouds and with kind of super buried wall clouds deep inside the meso or inside the storm where it's super HP, I'd say these are the hardest cells to chase because
goal for 5,000 subs. What's he at right now?
So easy to get ahead.
I don't know if we can get there. I was trying to say earlier.
Kind of wait for it to
he's only.
But then you realize, oh,
he's only 1,500 subs away. All right, we got 11,500 people watching. All right, everybody, I'm gonna put the link in the chat.
Nope,
it's also in the description, but in the chat, preferably. The link's in the description. Go make sure to subscribe to Cannon Carlton. All right, the link's gonna be in the chat.
Swell.
We're only apparently he's only 1,500 away from 5,000. He was at like 800 this morning. So.
Put it like this.
See if we can get. I mean, 5K would be pretty crazy, but we might be able to do it. It's possible.
$1,500 on Facebook Marketplace.
We'll see. The southern tornado warning for Wells has now been canceled. The northern tornado warning has no information on here for some reason, but it is still ongoing for 19 more minutes.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Well, I take back the Illinois comment, I guess, for now. We have a new tornado warning for Stephenson County, Illinois. That'll be popping up on screen in a moment. Okay, that's back up here. That's back over north of Freeport. This is an area that we kind of mentioned before, like we might get a tornado threat here. We're gonna have to wait for radar to update here. This is a very low top supercell. See what the velocities look like. Just north of Freeport, right on the Wisconsin and Illinois border, south of Monroe. So we're looking at here. So velocities right here south of Winslow. That is the main area of rotation. It's going to be going towards the Aneco area and eventually towards Rock Grove. So if you are in this warning, seek shelter immediately away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. As that continues to move east, northeast. Not seeing anything on this radar site. There's a little bit of spin. I mean, if we had a tornado here, it'll probably be something like small, but It's near Winslow in the Rock Grove area in northwest Illinois, eventually going towards Beloit and Janesville. So those will be the areas in the track of this. A very low top supercell, though. This is not really what I expected. I kind of thought this might be, a bit larger of a supercell in nature, but definitely pretty low topped. Moving east-northeast, just south of Monroe. Bro, the storm split right over me. It's pretty typical. Happens all the time. By the way, we only have 2 tornado warnings, not 3. The one here in Minnesota was canceled, so that's not there anymore. Still have rotation near Geneva and Minnesota. That's really our strongest rotation. That's back over, again, in Minnesota near Summit. Moving to the southeast, going towards Blooming Grove and Lansing and Brownsdale. Again, continue to stay in your safe place if you are in this warning. We're going to go back to Illinois for the time being, though. Don't know if we have any live cams up here. I know we have a couple that are further south, but I don't think we have any over here, but I'm going to check. Hey, Wild Child for the very generous $50 super chat. Smarts in the chat for Wild Child. Appreciate the generosity. It looks like Cannon's just driving right into the storm right now in Minnesota. The wind is very strong.
I can barely see. The camera cuts through the rain a lot better than I can see with my own eyes. We got a car right here. Oh, wow.
Okay. Go back to radar here. We actually have 2 areas of rotation. We might even have 3. Got a little area rotation southeast of Monroe. We got the other ones north of Lena, or Lena. Both moving east-northeast. This one's just bubbling up now. Like, this one might actually get tornado warned going towards Janesville. So if you're in southern Wisconsin, I would stay alert. There's a little bit of rotation there just southeast of Monroe that'll be on track for Janesville eventually. And then this is our tornado warning in southern Minnesota, southeast of Ellendale. And that rotation northeast of Geneva. Not seeing anything on the ground as of right now. It is rain wrapped at this point. Be approaching Blooming Prairie. At this point, I think this is going to become more of a wind threat in Minnesota and eventually into Iowa. We could still see a couple of spin-up tornadoes. Unfortunately for this, we're going to be in a radar hole probably for a while once it goes past here to the east. Like the next radar site is all the way in La Crosse. So we're going to be in a bit of a radar hole here for a while. So it'll be a bit harder to see tornadic activity, but we'll be trying our best to make sure we're looking at that closely. But it does look like we do have a tornado threat growing now in northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. This is the area in the short term that I would be watching for a at least low tornado risk over the next 60 minutes to an hour. 60 minutes to an hour. So basically over the next hour. That's what I meant. You have a new severe thunderstorm warning also in Minnesota, I think, or that's just an update. Nope, that's a new one. All right, new warning just south of Rochester. This one has a tornado possible label on it just south of Rochester for Stewartville, Austin, south of Casson. Main concern there will be 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, but there is a tornado possible label on that. This is the latest scan. Not seeing any rotation on that other storm now. You can see it from the other radar site. There's definitely some circulation on this new cell. I'm not seeing as much on the storm that got tornado warned. These storms right here, these are going to be a little bit tricky because they're going to be more low-topped than the ones back over in Minnesota. Tornado threat overall will be contingent on these storms towering up high enough and actually become supercells. We do have a little bit of spin over here. Will the Minnesota storms reach Chicago? They probably will late tonight, but I don't think we're gonna have much of a like tornado risk. It should be just mostly wind if they reach. Even then, like, I don't think it'll be anything too crazy. I think we're gonna get a tornado warning here in a moment for Broadhead, Orfordville, and Newark in southern Wisconsin. This storm right here is not even the one that got warned. This is a different one. But this one very well could get a new warning in Wisconsin. There's definitely some rotation with this. It's on track for Janesville, Wisconsin here pretty soon. So if you're in Janesville or just southwest of Janesville, definitely stay alert. Have that tornado action plan ready to go as this moves to the northeast or east-northeast. It's currently moving east-northeast at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Again, the tornado warning is for Stevenson County, Illinois. We'll probably get a new one in Wisconsin here in a moment. Janesville does not need another tornado. I have to agree. They do not need another tornado. I don't think anybody needs a tornado, but Janesville definitely doesn't. We covered a large tornado on the south side of Janesville about a month ago. Let's hope that nothing like that happens again. Right now, though, the rotation is... Again, this is not like the same sort of situation, though.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
New tornado warning, Rock County and Greene County, Wisconsin. And there it is. It's going to be on this storm. Just southeast of Monroe, south of Broadhead, south of Orfordville. It's going to be moving towards Newark.
This is an urgent alert.
And we have another one.
Tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
So make that 4 tornado warnings. We have a new one in Minnesota for Freeborn and Faribault County that's observed. So we actually have a confirmed tornado. My bad. That's a confirmed tornado in Minnesota again. So that's going to be for those in Wells and Alden. So if you are in this warning, seek shelter immediately, away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. That would be your tornado right there, just south of Wells. Moving towards Alden, and eventually going towards Albert Lea. This is a confirmed tornado. Weather spotters confirm the tornado located over Wells. It is right now moving east-southeast and will be going in the direction of Albert Lea. So again, if you are in this warning, you need to get to your safe place, as this is again confirmed and on the ground, moving east-southeast. It is going to be probably a rain-wrapped tornado. It's on the back side of this storm activity. It's this storm right here. It's going to be right there, just to the south of Wells. And the tornado warning in Stevenson County, Illinois was just condensed, but it is still ongoing as radar indicated. All right, so we are back up to 4 tornado warnings. We got 2 in Minnesota, and we got 2 right along the Illinois and Wisconsin border. Again, nothing confirmed and on the ground aside from the one that we just talked about in Freeborn and Faribault County in Minnesota. The rotation near Rock Grove, that rotation in particular, is something that we are watching for, as it is going to be moving into southern Wisconsin. It is on track for Janesville, but it is very slow moving, which means a lot of things can happen between now and it getting to Janesville. So I wouldn't be too concerned if you're in Janesville. Just make sure that you're staying vigilant and have a tornado action plan in place. It is 7:35, so you know it's not like a situation where there's gonna be a ton of people sleeping right now. Probably most people not going to bed until like 9 or 10. So just stay vigilant. You know, no reason to be panicking by any means. This is not the same situation as a month ago, or hopefully it won't be, because again, this particular storm that we're looking at here, it's pretty low topped right now. It's not a really large supercell, but as it grows, I mean, it could grow in size over the next hour. But right now, it's not a super tall thunderstorm. It's towering up to about 40,000 feet. So it's nothing out of the ordinary. The storms in Minnesota, comparatively, are towering up to near 60,000 feet. So they are much taller thunderstorms in the state of Minnesota. This is our circulation on both storms. The one near Wells may have already occluded. Velocity is a lot broader on the latest scans, and the one near Blooming Prairie look a little bit broad as of right now as well. But still definitely have rotation on both storms. Will there be a tornado in South Carolina, Charleston? It's a pretty low risk. Yeah, we're not really covering the Debbie in this stream unless something actually happens, because it's a very low threat at this point for tornadoes down there. This is the latest scan here. So again, rotation's definitely coming together a little bit more. It is completely rain-wrapped near Blooming Prairie in southern Minnesota. Eventually going towards Lansing. Backside of the storm near Wells. That one, again, just broad circulation. It was initially on the ground, but it looks like it's probably occluded. We do have a new triangle, little Dorito. Severe thunderstorm warning for Lake Mills and Northwood in Iowa. 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail will be possible on that storm. Back to Wisconsin. Still have some rotation right now in very far northern Illinois near Rock Grove. That is crossing right now into southern Wisconsin, going towards Broadhead, Orfordville, and eventually on track for Janesville. So continue to stay in your safe place if you are in this warning. And a friendly reminder, if you're just tuning in, make sure to like the stream. It does help get this out to more people. Also make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We'll continue to keep you posted with the latest on this severe weather coverage. It's not a full-blown tornado outbreak right now, but it is an event that's producing at least a few tornadoes so far. We've had about 3 or 4 different confirmed tornadoes in just Minnesota. Nothing in Illinois or Wisconsin yet, or even Iowa, but we're going to continue to keep a close eye on that. There is no tornado emergency. No, if there was one, it would say it on the screen. Yeah, there's been a hook on that storm in Illinois for a little while now. We're still keeping a close eye on it. Wait for the next radar scan here. Zoom out a little bit so you can see everything. Said sirens in the RFD surge in Wells, Minnesota. Thank you for the report. Yeah, there was a tornado that was confirmed there in Wells. It was like right over the town. So it's very possible that that might have even been what that was. This is our confirmed tornado, which again might not be on the ground anymore. If it is, it's gonna be southeast of Wells now. We're gonna be going towards Alden, and Albert Leo will eventually be in the track of this in southern Minnesota. All right, while we have a quick second, I'm going to take a quick 60-second break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. I'm going to put it on Canon. Canon might lose connection here, so just bear with me. The stream has not gone out or anything if that happens. I'm just going to take a quick 60-second break here.
Just got to get through this rain. Oh, yeah, it's right in front of us. It's got to be right in front of us. Oh, yeah, it's got to be right in front of us. Sucks that this windshield is like focusing so bad. Oh, here we go. This seems like the final push. Slip and slide, slip and slide. Wow. Winds are cranking right here. It can literally pop out right in front of us. Any moment. Wow. Yield sign.
All right. Back to live radar. Yes, there was a confirmed tornado in Wells, Minnesota, but I do not think it's on the ground anymore from what we're seeing on velocities, but obviously continue to stay in your safe place if you are in this warning. Rotation's broadened out quite a bit, but if we still have one, it's going to be right along 109, traveling right towards Alden and Interstate 90. So it's moving east-southeast right now. Also, the tornado warning back over near Blooming Prairie, that one has been canceled. There is still rotation here, but it's relatively broad, moving east-northeast. So that warning has been canceled. We still have a tornado warning back over in Rock Grove. That's back over in Illinois. It's going to be crossing into Wisconsin over the next few minutes. and will eventually be traveling in the direction of Orfordville and Janesville. And it's a very slow-moving, low-top supercell, so it might or might not make it to Janesville, but if you are in Janesville, just continue to stay vigilant, as it is a very populated area, and we literally had a tornado there like last month. So continue to watch that as it moves east-northeast. CC drop on this storm, or a different one? The radar hasn't updated on that other one. Let me go back to this. Reflectivity has not updated. This is velocities as of 741. Unless I'm looking maybe a different radar? Not seeing anything clear. Definitely not lined up. Pretty sure that's just contamination. Yeah, that's almost 100% just contamination. Probably just clear air contamination. I had like 7 different people at the same time say CC drop, so I thought there was actually something. Usually once at least when a few people say it, you know, something happens. But I mean, granted, it is still pretty strong rotation moving east-northeast. Go back to Cannon real quick. Cannon's on that Minnesota storm that's confirmed.
Back there. Oh, yeah.
Wrapped in the rain if there's still something on the ground. Thank you, by the way, Showman, and as well as Annie for becoming members, and welcome to the Velocities.
Is this new? Are all these destroyed trees new? Oh yeah, look at that. Are these new? Are these trees destroyed like this?
A new tornado warning has been issued.
I don't know what the destroyed trees are all about. Do have a new tornado warning for Winnebago County in Illinois. It's probably just going to be an extension of this right here. That's what I'm thinking it is, but we're going to wait and see.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, so new tornado warning north of Durand, northwest of Sherland. That is your area of circulation. It's just northeast of Rock Grove, moving towards Newark. So if you are in this warning, continue to stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. There are 3 tornado warnings, but they're really just for that one storm right now that's on the Wisconsin and Illinois border. The other tornado warning that we have is back over southwest of Albert Lea. This is just a monster of velocities. This looks super contaminated. But there is a new warning here for a very rain-wrapped area, which is very large area of rotation that is moving down to the southeast. I'm not sure if we have another view of this, but we are in a radar hole. Now, this could be just full-blown contamination. There also could be something there. So just play it on the safe side. If you are in this tornado warning in Freeborn County, Minnesota, seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. Also, we do have a report from Wells of that confirmed tornado. Multiple spotter reports of a tornado and ongoing tree damage. Honestly, Cannon may have just gone by that. Like, Cannon may have just gone by that tree damage. That might have been what that was, that tree damage. I don't know. I'm not sure where he is. Again, he doesn't have a location tracker, so I'm not sure. But that might have been what that is. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I know Hunter's messaging me about this, but I wouldn't be surprised if this did produce a tornado. It's very, very possible. You know what's crazy is that, like, literally, the HRRR model has, like, nailed this entire setup all day. Like, it's been very consistent, too. Like, the HRRR had these storms forming right around this time, 7 to 8, or 7 to 9, with that tornado threat. They die out after 9, according to that model, but, you know, still, like, that could actually happen. They started right around 7 or so. These storms all have been pretty much on par with that the models, too, from earlier. It's pretty crazy. They've been very accurate. Do I cover hurricanes? I literally covered a hurricane today.
This is an urgent
We now have an
alert.
observed
A
tornado
is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
in Illinois. So this is going to be in Stevenson County, Illinois. It is now officially a confirmed tornado. It's been observed. So an observed tornado here in northern Illinois. Just to the northeast of Rock Grove is where this tornado would be located. Warning has now just updated. There are probably going to be several updates to this because there are there's 3 warnings on this storm. But this is a confirmed tornado located over Orangeville in Illinois. It is a public reported a tornado 2 miles to the northwest of Lake Somerset at 7:31 a.m. I'm guessing that time is probably p.m., but that's 17 minutes ago when this was observed. So it just got upgraded now. But if you are in this warning, definitely stay in your safe place. Again, tornado would right now be over northeast side of Rock Grove, moving towards 81, and Newark will eventually be in the track of this. If this tornado was observed 12 hours ago, I would be concerned. Yeah, I literally went live at 5. I got up at 5 a.m. today for coverage of Debbie, and now we're covering severe weather in the Midwest. And like, complete flip of the script today. Like, literally, we were covering the hurricane, and now we're covering severe weather across the Midwest, which is ironic. Might witness the longest tornado of all time. I mean, maybe. 7:31 a.m. Started over 12 hours ago. That would be your tornado if it is still on the ground. But again, that was 17 minutes ago. This is when it was on the ground, I think. So this is about 7:34. I mean, it looks pretty similar to what it is now, so it might be on the ground again. So, and make sure that you're in your safe place. South of Broadhead in Wisconsin, again, in far northern Illinois is where this is confirmed. I watched at 7 a.m. and I'm now back with crab rangoons. I'm getting hungry. I have not really had a legit dinner. It's unfortunate, but we haven't had a legit dinner here. The tornado warning in Minnesota was downgraded back to radar indicated for Alden. Again, we could have some sort of tornado on the ground here, but it's going to be completely rain-wrapped to the west of Glenville. Heavily contaminated. Thank you, Janice, for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Love the Midwest coverage. I did a poll the other day. Like 60% of our followers are from the Midwest. It's kind of crazy. No Culvers? I kind of want Culvers, to be honest. Literally eating a pork chop watching you, to be honest. Nice. Thank you, Jetta, for becoming a member for 2 months. Tornado threat in Iowa is going to be pretty low. Mainly in northeastern Iowa would be where we're watching for any tornado threat. Look how many followers he has now. He's almost at 4K. We do have a new SPC outlook for tonight. They have removed the slight and marginal threats from the northeast. The slight risk is still in play across the Midwest, which is basically what our thumbnail is, I think. I think we made our thumbnail perfect for today. Just about. I have it going into Ohio, but this is the main area that we're talking about. So northwest Indiana, southwest Michigan, very late tonight for a wind threat. Slight risk is going to be where we have the main concern for wind and maybe even a few tornadoes. Slight risk for tornadoes does continue in South Carolina and also in Georgia. Latest couple of scans are weakening this rotation. It's kind of broad now, so not nearly as impressive as before. Don't think this is on the ground anymore, but I'll continue to stay in your safe place just in case. We're only 700 subscribers from 360,000. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. Apparently, the video I uploaded 6 hours ago has over 300,000 views. I don't know how, but apparently it does. So appreciate anybody that watched that video about Debbie. Kind of went crazy, I guess. Thank you also, Colette, for becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities. There was a tornado in Buffalo, New York today. That was true. Happened right after lunchtime, I think. Back to Cannon for the second here. Cannon, again, is in southern Minnesota. Don't know which storm he's on, honestly, but one of the 2 tornado warnings near Albert Lee. Let's see if we can see anything. Need a degree for the 2-month membership.
Coming right towards us, so.
How many tornadoes have we seen today?
From
what I know, we've probably had about 4 or 5 different confirmed tornadoes. We've had 4, I think, now in Minnesota, maybe 5. We've had 1 in northern Illinois as of 22 minutes ago.
Okay, way off here.
I'll wait for him to pull over and see what's happening there. Actually, we'll just go to him real quick. That's the view of the storm that's tornado warned right now in Minnesota.
Tornado was reported literally 2 minutes ago on that.
Somebody just said in this
Mirrors
chat, don't
taped
get stuck
together.
like Connor. Wow. I don't know if Connor's here, but he might take offense to that. Hey, Chris, for the $5 super chat. What will it take to get Connor to sing on stream? I don't know. You have to ask him, bro. I don't know. He doesn't seem to want to sing, though. I told him. Sing on stream. Connor is catching strays. Pretty typical here on the Max Velocity channel.
Oh, that's right where that so-called tornado was. Get my purple blanket here to wipe things off.
Well, nothing really. I mean, it's a little scuddy action, a little lowering,
Can't really
but
turn around, so it's like
doesn't really look imminent.
oh, wind's blowing towards me.
Apparently, it was on the
Oh,
ground
okay.
like 3 or 4 minutes ago, according to Colt or to Cannon.
Rain.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
purple.
if
We got
not sure if that's necessarily true. I haven't seen anything about that, but dude, this rotation, it is either really contaminated or we got like a potentially like crazy tornado on the ground. It's not really much in between. I think it's contamination, to be honest, but like the velocities are going crazy. Problem is we're in between a radar site and or 2 radar sites. It's just a big radar hole here right along the Iowa and Minnesota border. Same thing, by the way, for Missouri and Iowa, that border. It's just all a radar hole. Velocities are crazy on that thing. Still are over in Emmons. I mean, it might just be full-blown contamination, but if that's a tornado, it's probably crazy. But it's very rain-wrapped. It just doesn't look like a classic Supercell to me. The tornado warning that's now the rotation that did produce a tornado in Illinois has now moved into Wisconsin. It is now just approaching the south side of Broadhead. And that little hook, again, it's a very small, low-top supercell moving towards Newark, just south of Orfordville, eventually going towards Janesville. And that's currently moving east-northeast right now.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We have a tornado warning for Beaufort County, South Carolina.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado
And we now
is
have a
on the
confirmed
ground.
tornado
Seek
in
shelter
Wisconsin.
Immediately.
So, new confirmed tornado on the ground in southern Wisconsin. That's just south of Broadhead. If you are in this warning, get to your safe place. Again, it is a confirmed tornado in Wisconsin. It's probably, again, something that's on the smaller side of things, but obviously a tornado is
A new tornado
tornado.
warning has
Wow.
been issued.
We are now up to 7 tornado warnings. This is moving east-northeast, though. We'll be going towards Newark, just south of Orfordville. Eventually going towards Janesville. We have a new tornado warning right along the Iowa and Minnesota border on a heavily, rain-wrapped area of circulation just to the south of Albert Lee, moving east-southeast. Let me go back to the southern radar. We're in a radar hole, but the velocities are still very strong here. In case there is something on the ground here, you definitely want to make sure that you are in your safe place, because it could be on the larger side of things. It is a very strong area of rotation moving towards Northwood in northern Iowa. I think there might be a live camera up here, so I'm going to see if we can find anything. See if we can find anything up there. I don't know if we have any cameras up there, but I'm going to double check, because that's an area that would be kind of helpful right now, because we're in a radar hole. All right, we do have cameras up there. I'm going to see if anything has a view of anything. There are 3 cameras. The first one that I'm looking at is out, so that might mean that there is power going out here. This is one other look at it. This is what the storm looks like, that northern one. You can't really see much. This is what we're looking at. Very ominous skies. Very ominous skies. But that's all she wrote, basically, when it comes to looking at this. I think. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything definitive on this. Unfortunately, again, this is just a big radar hole. My gut is saying that this is probably contamination, but the velocities are just nuts. Like, it's really crazy when it comes to the rotation of this storm. Like, there legit could be a large rain-wrapped tornado in there. We just don't really know. All right, let me go back to South Carolina, because we do have a tornado warning in Beaufort, South Carolina. This is going to be stuff coming from the water, so possibly some water spouts moving ashore. Just to the southeast of Beaufort, going towards Port Royal as well. If you are in this area, continue to stay in your safe place. And obviously flooding is going to become a pretty big concern over the next few days, but there is a tornado threat for the next few hours. We have several areas actually of rotation coming from offshore that'll be moving into Beaufort, or even like Hollywood. So if you are in those areas, make sure that you are staying vigilant as this moves to the northwest. All right, because this is definitely a dangerous area of storm activity along the immediate coast. Water spouts to potentially tornadoes inland will be the main concern. Go back to Colton real quick. He's on... sorry, I keep saying Colton. I don't know why. Cannon.
That's a...
That'd be like a scud or a little funnel.
It's hard to
It's
say.
in the southern Minnesota storm. Yeah, I don't know which storm he's on, but...
Where the hell did it go? I can't... You guys might be able to see it, but I can't. Definitely a funnel right there that was rotating. Just gonna stop because there's no exits anytime soon. And I need to see this because we're just gonna be driving away from it.
Well, the radio was saying confirmed tornado outside of Lake Somerset. Yeah, that was about half an hour ago. We're gonna stay on Cannon because he has a pretty good view of this storm. Does anybody know which storm Cannon's on? Is he on like the one back up near Albert Lea, or is he on the one that's like right on the border?
Is that right there? I can't tell. It's so
I'm not sure which one he's on. I'm guessing it's the one south of Albert Lea, though. He's like on the actual tornado warning. That's what I'm guessing. That's like the only rotation that I see on radar. He's on the border? Okay. Yeah, I kind of figured. So he's on the storm that's on the border. This is our best view of it. That's right on the Iowa and Minnesota border. Firenado is still going. It's crazy. Hey, look at the velocities bottom right over Emmons. They are really tight. And this is a lot less contaminated than the other angle.
Yeah, I only have one mod because before I only got like 2 to 3 viewers per stream. So I think this is just gonna be a wispy.
If it were a tornado, which kind do you think it would be? With a storm
definitely
like this, I wouldn't be
there,
surprised if we had something larger. Just by looking at velocities. It's very strong, tight rotation. It's, again, in a radar hole, so we don't really have a great grasp of what's happening near the surface, but aloft, it's at least pretty strong rotation. It's pretty similar to what we saw that potentially, that large rain rapid tornado earlier back over in, like, a bit further north. Back over near the Waseca area.
Alright, let's see.
This is
This is now an observed tornado.
Tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
So this storm that we are talking about is an observed tornado for Freeborn County, Minnesota. It's the one that Cannon is currently on. So if you are in this tornado warning, or actually they issued a new one. It is observed, though, right on the border. It's a confirmed tornado over Twin Lakes, moving east at about 25 miles per hour. It is confirmed by weather spotters. So that right there is a tornado right along the Minnesota and Iowa border, moving to the east-southeast, approaching Interstate 35. So that right there is your tornado, and I'm like 99% sure that's what Cannon was probably just looking at, just south of Twin Lakes. I'll look at CC. I don't think we're going to get a CC drop unless it's a very strong tornado, because we're just so far away from the radar site. But again, if you are in this warning, get to your safe place. Away from windows, lowest floor possible. If you can, get underground. If you're in a mobile home, you gotta get to your sturdy structure or get into a ditch. Moving east-southeast. Can we DoorDash you some food? That should be fine. I don't know what I'm eating for dinner, though. Like, low-key. Kinda wanted to get Culver's. You're still awake? I took a 2-hour nap earlier. Did a little power nap. A CC drop is when we have something on radar that is other than rain being detected. So the CC radar can help show us that, but like we can't see it from this far because we're looking so high up into the atmosphere. It's probably still just detecting rain or small little water droplets or whatever it might be. But the CC radar, which is called the correlation coefficient, it essentially shows us stuff that's being detected by radar other than rain. And it can still detect rain. Like, again, if you look at the CC, this is all basically rain. We get, like, blue, yellow, or anything else that usually would be hail or maybe chaff or whatever it might be. Could be, you know, debris, like a debris signature, that sort of thing. Also, the tornado warning in Wisconsin is not going to last. This storm activity has died out so fast. This is literally crazy that the HRRR model nailed this, because, like, it literally showed storms for, like, an hour or two. And they have now fully just died out. So these storms, they're done. Stay in your safe place until the warning's officially lifted. But that activity really just died out fast. It only took like 10 minutes. Alright, we're gonna stay here on this confirmed tornado in southern Minnesota. This will be crossing into northern Iowa here shortly. It's near I-30. It's nearing I-35 in Minnesota. I don't know if we have any Minnesota cameras here. I'm going to check. Right on the border, maybe? We do. We have one camera. I don't think it's going to show us anything. It's looking at a cornfield. Brother. Yeah, not showing anything. And it's also not updated since the 4th of July, apparently. Hasn't updated in a month. Hey, Dylan for the $9.99. Happy birthday, Sierra. Appreciate you tuning in. By the way, happy birthday to Stormrunner Media. I don't know if... I'm guessing they're sleeping, but... DL Scales. Happy birthday to him. Big W. All sorts of celebrations today. And it's Connor's birthday today, too. Happy birthday to Connor Croft. Crazy. Everybody's birthdays today. This is the tornado report. Multiple reports of a tornado on the ground at 7:59. So 8 minutes ago, there were several reports. If we go back over to velocities at that time, it will go back. So this was right about 7:59. It was this. So this is still probably on the ground, just south of Glenville. That right there is still probably on the ground right now, approaching Interstate 35. The happy birthday Connor meme has gone crazy. It's literally it's a tradition on his channel. Like, it's literally his birthday every day. I am retweeting a photo of the tornado that was right on the Iowa and Minnesota border about 8 minutes ago. It's the latest scan. If we still have a tornado, it's just south of Twin Lakes, approaching I-35 in very far southern Minnesota. I'm going to zoom out and just stay here for now. You're going to get in trouble. Connor's not even here, so. It is his birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you, Connor, for becoming a member. Welcome to Velocities. Different Connor. I think it's pretty funny. I think it's a funny joke. Yeah, Canon is heading in that direction. And this is what it looks like right now on Canon's POV. This cell service has been hanging in there recently. Haven't had any issues there. Happy birthday, Max Brooks. Not my birthday. Got a long ways to go until my birthday. It's longer away than Connor's. Connor's is like October. Mine's further than that.
We're not gonna be able to catch this. I can't even go above 60 without sliding everywhere. These roads have been sitting in the rain too long. So they're super deep.
Cannon's having issues right now with the roads, possibly hydroplaning issues. They are very wet roadways. Anyway, make sure to go subscribe to Cannon. Get him to 4K subscribers. The link's in the chat. He's only like I don't know, I think he's like 50 away or something. Did I see the tornado in Buffalo? I did. Yeah, I retweeted some video on Twitter. Yeah, that was a crazy tornado. By the way, it says we have 6 tornado warnings. We don't. All the tornado warnings here have been canceled. And all the tornado warnings basically everywhere have been canceled. The only 3 that we have are on this one storm on the Minnesota and Iowa border. So the ones in Illinois, all gone. The storms have died out for the now. Doesn't look like anything's imminent. Who won the golf match? It was me. I won by 3 holes. Won on the 16th hole. We actually have it on our YouTube channel if you want to watch it back. It is still there. Video of the tornado in Wells on Twitter. Look. Oh, yeah. There's video. Wow. Actually, yeah, that's crazy. I'm retweeting the video on Twitter out of Wells, Minnesota of that tornado. Again, at MaxVelocityWX on Twitter if you want to check that out. So you zoomed out till the next radar scan. Thank you, Sean, for the $5 super chat. We have tennis ball-sized hail in Canada. Alberta? Where even is that? Is that over here somewhere? It's like this storm? I'm guessing it's this storm. That's the only one that looks anything remotely severe right now. in the state of Canada, absolutely. In the country of Canada. That actually looks like a crazy hail core. Tornado on the ground near Diamond Joe Casino on Highway 35, Northwood exit. That's a report from somebody in the chat. I would not be surprised, to be honest. That rotation is definitely on the stronger side of things. We have cameras up here, but they're all probably not going to show anything because they are static. We have one about 4 minutes ago. Top left of the screen here on this camera in Iowa. Maybe something there. Maybe a little scuddy lowering or something. That was 4 minutes ago. That rotation is in Iowa now. So we very well may have a tornado right now crossing over Interstate 35, heading towards Northwood in Iowa. Nothing official. It's according to chat, which, again, is sometimes right, but, you know, sometimes wrong. You never know. But it very well might be on the ground. From what we're seeing on radar, it would make sense. And that would be your tornado moving east. I'm so sorry if you guys just heard that. That was a massive bump with my water bottle onto my microphone. I don't know what that sounded like, but it probably did not sound good. What was that? Somebody said, what was that? That's exactly what it was. Me bumping my water bottle right on the head of my microphone. I didn't need my ears at school. My apologies to anybody that has earbuds on. I really kind of wonder what that sounded like. It's the latest scan. I'm believing whoever said that in the chat about there being a tornado near Interstate 35. That rotation is definitely strong. I'm looking to see if these static cameras update or not. Not sure if they're going to. They're all static cameras in northern Iowa. Just seeing if we have any view of this at all. Again, that would be your tornado right there, moving east towards Northwood. Also rotation back up in Austin that's not warned. It's east of Austin in Minnesota. The rotation's been coming together. This one's not warned, just east of Austin on I-90. Tornado warnings went down a lot. Yeah, we're up to 7 there briefly. It's pretty crazy. We're probably not going to get a debris signature on this. We are just so far away from the radar site. We would have to have a really strong tornado for us to see debris. Like, we are literally looking probably at least 10,000 feet up into the atmosphere on this radar. We have a new velocity scan coming in. See what it shows. $22,000 without power in Minnesota due to the storms. According to somebody in the chat. Sounds about right. Yeah, we got cameras, but again, they're just not updating. I'm really trying to see if we have anything. Because this tornado would literally have just crossed over I-35. I don't know why they have static cameras instead of like ones that actually record stuff. We are down to 2 tornado warnings. I wouldn't be surprised if we got one, though, on one of these other storms. We got rotation southeast of Rochester. We got some east of Austin. Got a little bit northeast of Rochester. I mean, there's 3 different couplets of rotation right now, up and down. From just north of Rochester, back through Rochester, and then back over near Austin. So, there are still several areas of rotation. This one has at least broadened a little bit.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
There you go. New tornado warning for Mower County in Minnesota. It's probably going to be the one east of Austin. See it pop up here in a second. Okay, I do think we had a tornado there because this camera has like gone sidewards. And this camera is showing just really rainy. Can't really see anything. But this camera being sidewards like this, and it wasn't before, makes me believe at least there was an RFD surge. But there may have been a tornado there on the Northwood storm. Our new tornado warning is going to be for those in Austin, or just east of Austin. Grand Meadow and Racine are in the track of this. If you are in this tornado warning, seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. And that rotation is right on I-90. We may have a camera on this one because it's right on the interstate. So I'm going to check. Back over east of Austin. We do have a camera. But it is another static camera. Brother. We stop with the static cameras. Cannon's on the way to do the gritty. Oh, is he going to do the gritty? Oh, wait, it's no longer technically observed. We're just going to go back to radar indicated. This guy legit going to do a gritty? Oops, wrong screen.
No one sees me. Social anxiety is crazy, bro.
He only has like 10,000 people watching this gritty. Wow, look at that. Look at that form. This guy's doing the entire gritty. He's doing it all. He's still going. This guy's still doing the gritty. This is like a 30-second gritty. This might be the longest gritty we've ever seen on a stream before. Wow. He's a professional. Wow. Crazy. Crazy stuff. He only had over 10,000 people watching that gritty. Oh, he's doing a reveal of the car. This is his car that he chased with. Volkswagen. Nice.
You know, it's all messed up.
What happened to the right side of the car, dude?
So anytime water gets
in... Is that spray paint? Or is that, like, fire?
This light shatters. This is not an original mirror. Just something popped on. Of course, there's hail dents all over it. Hard to tell. Sorry, roof camera. That kind of got ripped off at some point. Oh yeah, this whole thing is zip tied together down here.
I just want to know what happened down there.
That's like touching them.
Dominator 6? No shots when you just said Dominator 6.
This car has seen so many tornadoes.
The Millennium Falcon of storm chaser cars.
Right here.
Absolutely.
This is Flex Seal.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Well, that's Flex Seal. We have a new tornado warning for Beaufort County again in South Carolina. We have several areas of rotation here in South Carolina that are coming off the coast. We may have a fishnado or even a water spout right now just east of Edisto Beach, moving to the northwest and west-northwest. So if you are in this new warning, which is going to be for this, but if you're in this area, stay weather aware. If you're in Beaufort, we have a pretty strong area of rotation near the Land's End area in Fort Fremont, moving towards Port Royal. So if you are in this warning, get to your safe place. Actually, a hook on this storm. Look at this. Got a hook echo. Definitely have strong rotation. Moving to the northwest, we'll be approaching Port Royal and Beaufort. Apparently Tyler Kurtz is in South Carolina. Let me see what he's looking at. Also, I don't know why my stream bugged out at the bottom right. Let me fix that. Alright, yeah, he is. I don't know where he is, though. I'll keep a close eye on him. We go back to Minnesota. Still got strong rotation here. Interstate 90 approaching Grand Meadow. And eventually going towards Racine. The tornado warning here in Iowa is still radar indicated. They just updated it. Tornado warning here, though, just east of Austin. That is, again, moving east-northeast on track eventually for the south side of Stewartville. So continue to stay in your safe place if you are in this area of warnings, if you're in a tornado warning. Any space for the 2 months? It's possible, man. I mean, if you got a water spout picking up fish, you can definitely have some flying fish inland. I think there's a CC in South Carolina. I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. Don't have a CC update yet. We'll wait for the scan here. CC just did not decide to update. Did not want to cooperate today. Nice. At least for the time being, it is strong rotation. I can't see the CC did not update, though, on the latest scan. But if there is a tornado, it's going to be approaching Wake Village, just south of Port Royal, just south of Beaufort. I'm going to go back to Minnesota, and then we'll go back down there once we get another update. Friendly reminder, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. Like the stream also. We are currently 450 subscribers from 360,000. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. It is free to do. It's the red button down below. Make sure to subscribe. Keep posted with the latest with severe weather coverage. Thank you, Modern, for the $5 super chat. Might have to set up your gritty. I'll probably do a gritty later. Near the end. Okay, this right here, that's contamination. It's 823 matching up with 823. Looks like contamination to me. And that's also over water. Unless we got 1,000 sharks being lifted up by a water spout, I doubt that's what it's going to look like. And there is a possibility that this storm near Dexter may have a tornado on the ground. So it'd be this storm here that we're talking about. Okay. Also, I think Cannon has done his stream, so W's though for Cannon. It was the very last second thing I had to contact him last second because I didn't know any chasers and I saw him on YouTube, so I was like, alright, might as well just see if he wants to be on our stream. That's how it worked. W stream for Cannon. If you want to subscribe to his channel, again, the link is in the description, along with all of our other chasers that we do have on the channel, like Connor Croft, Storminator Media, Brandon Kopic, Corey Gherkin, Tyler Kurtz, who is also currently live. Ton of them. You can subscribe to them down below with the links in the description.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
You have a new tornado warning for South Carolina. That's going to be for Beaufort counties, Charleston counties, and Colleton counties. And it's probably going to be this area here is my guess. But the rotation's just offshore near Edisto Beach, moving northwest. It'll be approaching 174. Also got a little bit of circulation inland, or kind of over the bay still. It's kind of moving inland. This is the main area of rotation, though, moving to the west-northwest. This is all, again, from Tropical Storm Debbie. If you are in this warning, continue to stay in your safe place. And then back over on the other tornado warning. We may have a tornado on the ground, but if it is, it's going to be south of Port Royal. Moving to the west-northwest. So, again, Debbie is picking up steam a little bit when it comes to this tornado threat. You're wondering where Debbie is currently? It's like right here. It's like just west of Kingsland. So, hey, we're not really going to talk too much about that unless something does actually drop. But we'll keep a close eye on it. We have tabs on it at least in case something does drop over in that direction.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We also have a new tornado warning in Worth County, Iowa. So Worth County, Iowa, under a new tornado warning. That is going to be on the storm near Northwood. So if you are in this tornado warning, seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible. Interior room of your home or building, that's near Northwood. Moving eventually towards St. Ansgar. So if you're in that warning, seek shelter. Is this a derecho? No, this is not a derecho. Definitely not. No, we're not even close to a derecho type setup. Cannon has work in the morning. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, he's not a full-time chaser. But it's pretty cool. I mean, again, I didn't really know. I kind of seen tweets from Cannon before on Twitter, just randomly. But pretty cool that, you know, we can get him from 800 subscribers to like 4,000 in one stream. Pretty cool stuff. Rotation right now in Iowa is going to be near Northwood. This has had a history of producing a tornado. Moving eastbound. Continue to stay in your safe place if you're in that warning. As it moves east. I need a bench update. Is that Cyclone Port still up? It is. They still got the bench. On the Radar Omega Project Mesovort. The bench is there. It's in the dark. You can see it at the very top left of your screen. The sun has set down in the southeast. Bro is loading IRL. Is my voice behind, by the way, to my audio? That might actually be a legit issue, because I've seen people saying that a lot. I'm not sure how I fix that. I think it has to do with my face cam. Have people seen that issue before, though, when my like voice is like behind or something compared to the audio? I've seen people say it before. It's happened before, at least. I know in videos I have that issue. It's in sync? Okay. We are back down to three tornado warnings. We got 2 in South Carolina, and then 1 back over in northern Iowa. We still have rotation coming ashore near Disto Beach in South Carolina, and also near Beaufort. But nothing looks imminent right now. Or at least nothing on the ground. Stay up here for now. Well, actually, no, I've seen a lot of people say it before, so it's not like a thing that I'm just saying, like, out of, like, because one person said it. Like, I've seen people say it a lot before, so. Not like a lot, but I've seen it occasionally. Yeah, Bluetooth earphones can actually desync audio. That is definitely true. That happens on everything. I had Bluetooth earbuds, and they literally, that's all they did, was desync everything. Port Royal, that rotation right now, let's go back to South Carolina. This is the rotation near Port Royal. It's broader. It's over near Wake Village, moving northwest towards 170. It's probably not going to produce it. These types of tornadoes that we usually see with this sort of setup are usually tornadoes or they're usually water spouts, and then they turn into tornadoes on shore briefly. That's probably what would happen here anyways, and even then the rotation's broadened out a lot. So the rotation elsewhere, again, we got some near Disto Beach. It's going to be moving ashore a little bit just west of a Disto Beach as well. All moving currently west-northwest. Only the people that sit here for 6 hours every stream know the jokes. Not wrong. Yeah, there's a lot of chasers that were chasing Debbie, and like literally like all of them, and I'm literally saying like literally all of them were basically out there since like 2 in the morning. A ton of them, and some of them didn't even get that much sleep. So it's not easy. Not easy being cheesy. But no, it's really not easy. Like, you know, a lot of those chasers are out there for 16 plus hours sometimes a day. Brandon Kopic, I know for sure, he's always out there. Like, dude, that guy is out there literally, feels like 24/7. Brandon Kopic had a huge W of a stream today. I'd rate it an 11 out of 10 today. This stream was fantastic. DL and Garrett are newcomers to chasing in Florida. Oh, is it really their first time? I didn't even know that. It's crazy. Kopic has mastered the art of sleep driving. If anybody was watching Brandon Kopic stream earlier, like I'm telling you, it was serious content for like 4 hours. Has Connor purchased a storm chasing boat? We need to get that storm chasing boat fund going at some point. Got to get it going. Thank you, Amy, for the 2-month membership. Appreciate that. Friendly reminder, if you're new to the channel, subscribe down below. We're only 300 subscribers from 360,000. Could be able to hit that today. Yeah, huge shout out to Connor and Stormrunner Media. We only had them on for like 2 hours this morning on Landfall, but they were up like literally from 2 a.m. and after that. We were only on from like 6 a.m. and then after that. So, but huge shout out to them. Yeah, I mean, again, literally any storm chaser that was out there, like, you know, it was obviously not an easy morning for a lot of people. We're about to have really strong rotation at come ashore near Edisto Beach in South Carolina. We are going to stay on this storm for another scan because it could drop a tornado. It might be a large water spout or something coming ashore. Like, that's possible. So we're watching that closely. Moving west-northwest. Virtual Rail fan for the win. And we got 2 virtual rail fans over in Illinois. I don't know if we have any in South Carolina. Let me check. Does anybody know if there's virtual rail fans in South Carolina? Thank you, Old Texas, for the $5 super chat. I know who that is. Let me look them up. I think I actually saw something on Twitter from them. Yeah, it's definitely a shelf cloud. You moving Mark for the $199 for the boat fund for Connor? Absolutely. Sounds like a great plan. Alright, that's about to come ashore. We got a classic hook echo, possibly a water spout about to make landfall near Desto Beach in South Carolina. Why don't I use radar scope? Just radar Omega's better in my opinion. Has a lot more customizability. How's it looking for Hilton Head Island? Mostly just rain right now. Again, not really much of a tornado threat for you guys because all the areas of rotation are all in this area that are just going to keep moving ashore. So mostly going to be going towards like Beaufort and just south of Charleston. But again, we're not really covering South Carolina too much, but I honestly think we have a water spout that's about to be a tornado over land near Edisto Beach. So that's why we are here. Otherwise, I'd be back up in the Midwest right now. This isn't even in our thumbnail, so. We could have some flying fish, though, approaching Edisto Beach. Thank you, Justin, for the $2 super chat. Early. That's interesting. Sharknado? It's possible. I mean, again, we don't have a debris signature, right? We don't have a shark signature on radar. So I don't know if we have a full-blown Sharknado, but we might have at least a waterspout moving ashore here. Waiting for the next radar scan, because this will be ashore on the next scan, I think. Bats? Well, I'll look in a second. It's the latest scan. CC still doesn't show anything, but we have a very tight signature over at Desto Beach, South Carolina. How severe will Madison be tonight? Madison's not really going to get much. It'll be mostly just a wind threat. We'll go back to this in a second. Let me go back to the Midwest first. We haven't checked it in here in a little bit. We are getting into a radar hole. But we do still have rotation here. Near Grand Meadow. I wouldn't be surprised if we have some sort of, like, you know, maybe small tornado or something with this activity, or even like a lowering. Just to the south and southwest of Grand Meadow, west of Spring Valley. Not seeing anything definitive, but that would be the area that I'd be looking at for rotation. We got 2 pockets of rotation right now. Just to the southwest of Grand Meadow. Neither of them are warned. The one in Northwood right now in northern Iowa, that one's still going, but it's not nearly as strong as it once was. It is a little bit broader than before. Back over in the Chicago area and also in Wisconsin, there's not much happening right now. Have had a couple storms fire up near Milwaukee, but these are not something that is going to be concerning. So, yeah, I think Illinois and Wisconsin, like, low-key, like, we had a threat there from, like, 7 to 8, and then after that and before that, it just wasn't anything. So, I do think the threat is definitely starting to die down here. But this line of storms back here to the west, that'll be something to watch for, like, overnight, mostly just for a wind threat. So, that's what we're looking at. I think we have a tornado right now near Disto Beach. It's not definitive, but we have a tight couplet still. And there's a small CC drop just north of a Disto Beach. South and southeast of Pine Island, moving eventually towards Bennett's Point in Seabrook. Port Royal rotation's been pretty broad. There's not really much happening there. And honestly, the warning's probably just going to get canceled. It expires in 5 minutes, but no concern right now there. But we're going to continue to see these storms coming again from offshore, going inland over the next few hours. That'll continue to penetrate a tornado risk for really the next several hours, probably. Like, this is not a threat that's going to last for 20 minutes. It's going to be a threat that lasts for probably several hours. Like, we could be talking about this for 6+ hours. Now, I'm not going to be live for 6+ hours, but, you know, that's the threat that's going to be happening here. Very typical for tropical activity to see something like this. Am I watching the Olympics? I am not. I very, very minimally watch the Olympics. I don't really care about the Olympics. Queso noticed you? I highly doubt that. Highly doubt it. It'd be wild, though, if you noticed me. Thank you, Christina, for becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities. Oh, yeah, bats. I'll check the bats out real quick. See if there's anything over here. There you go. Got your little bat area. It's west of New Braunfels. He actually did on stream. You gotta send me proof. There's no shot he did. No shot. I need proof of this. Gotta need some proof. Queso saw your stream on the For You page? Like now? Is this like now or like earlier? What? There's no shot. Wait for the next scan here. Just now? Bro, there's no shot. That might actually be true, though. I can't go back on a stream, so I would have to look like after the fact. If you have a clip of it, though, let me know. If you send me a clip on like Discord or something, I'll look. I doubt Queso's gonna be watching this stream though in front of his audience. All right, we do have a tornado on the ground though now, north of Edisto Beach, South Carolina. So that's near the Big Bay Creek. Definitely have a tornado now for sure. Little debris signature. Moving west-northwest. You are in this warning. Make sure that you are in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. It's moving west-northwest. This is again for Charleston, Beaufort, and Colleton counties in South Carolina. So there's definitely a tornado on the ground. It's going to be pretty rain-wrapped too. Liam, if you got a clip, message me on Discord or like on Twitter. I'm very curious. Hey, John, for the 199. Yeah, I mean, you should be fine. Mostly just gonna be rain that you're gonna run into. I mean, the main concern. Well, you see for Bluffton, South Carolina tonight. I've been to Bluffton before. I don't know where it is. Somewhere over here, I think. I think it's near Beaufort. But it should be mostly just rain. There's going to be a low tornado risk, but as this tropical storm continues to move more to the northeast, this outer band area is going to move a little bit more to the north towards Charleston. So the tornado threat should stay low, but it's not zero. This is the latest scan. Looks like the tornado that we did have is now over a creek, which means either one of two things. One, there's not much debris being lifted up because it's in a area that's more rural, or two, it's just lifted. So, might still be on the ground though. It's still a little tight couplet there. So, we'll continue to watch it closely. Still have a tornado warning in northern Iowa for the next 15 minutes. It looks like that will be probably let to expire or canceled. So, we're going to be back to probably no tornado warnings in the Midwest. That might be the first time in like 2, maybe almost 3 hours that we've had no tornado warnings up here. Yeah, actually, dude, he literally reacted to that on stream. That is wild. Thank you, Caden, for the super chat. Gotta check out the storm in Alberta. I'm not really somebody that covers Canada much. I saw it earlier, though. It's a big storm. It's definitely a big hailstorm. The Airdrie area will be in the track of this. It's just a big hailstorm, though. That's really about it. There's not even a severe thunderstorm warning on it.
Strange. A new tornado warning has been issued. Well,
go figure. We have jinxed there being no tornado warnings in the Midwest. We have a new tornado warning. It's probably going to be on this rotation south of Grand Meadow. This is for Fillmore and Mower counties in Minnesota. Moving east-northeast. Going towards Spring Valley and Preston. So if you are in this warning, seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible. Interior room of your home or building. We got 2 couplets, actually. Got one east of Elkton, and we got another one east of Adams.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
We have a tornado on the ground that has now been confirmed in Beaufort, in Charleston, in Colleton counties in South Carolina. So that has been now confirmed. We still have rotation east of Adams and also northeast of Adams, 2 different couplets. Moving east, northeast. You need to stay in your safe place if you are in that warning. We have 3 tornado warnings right now. We got 1 in South Carolina that's confirmed. And then we got the 2 here, right along the Iowa and Minnesota border that we're currently looking at. Show the queso clip. I don't know if I can show it. I don't like showing stuff because I don't want it to be like, you know, one of those things where it's like, you know, copyright stuff. I doubt he cares, but you know, it's kind of irrelevant. It's not really that big of a deal. It's just kind of funny. We've talked about queso before, so. I will put the clip at least though in Discord. I'll put it in my like announcements page if you guys actually want to see it. But I'll possibly post it on Twitter later. Yeah, Queso's hilarious. I watch him sometimes, so it's pretty funny. He saw my stream in his feed. It's crazy. Looks like we don't have a tornado on the ground anymore in South Carolina. It was upgraded to observed, but I'm not seeing anything. Next chance for a tornado, or actually, it could still be. There's a little couplet near Seabrook. It's going to be moving towards Bennett's Point and Wiggins. We're still watching a couple of other areas of rotation moving to the west-northwest. So if you, again, are in this area, you're probably going to be under a tornado warning for the next, like, 2 hours, because there's several areas of rotation coming offshore from those outer bands. So it's all moving northwest. The tornado warning in Iowa has been canceled. We're back down to 2 tornado warnings. Still got the one in Minnesota. Yeah, we could have a tornado on the ground, the one near the Taopi area, moving towards Ostrander, eventually going towards York and Forestville, moving eastbound. What's the Discord? It is linked in the description. This is the latest scan. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a tornado right now. Just to the west of Ostrander. That is a tight couplet right now, moving west-north, or east-northeast, sorry. Going towards Ostrander. Dude, there's about 50 people that just joined my Discord server. What is happening? I don't know what's happening anymore. Alright, we're going to put back on normal tornado warning for now, because we're not covering the tornado on the ground. I have more flexibility now. I can actually change what it says at the top left and stuff with us now having an automatic warning system. That definitely helps. I'll have another radar scan here in Minnesota in a second. As we wait for that, again, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. Like the stream as well. Go back to South Carolina. I don't think we have a tornado on the ground anymore. Again, if we do have one, it's going to be near Bennett's Point. Still have several couplets coming offshore as well. But nothing really looks like on the ground for the time being. We're going to go back to Minnesota. We'll stay up here until we get a new radar scan, which should be in a moment. We could have a tornado on the ground, though, with this tornado warning in Fillmore and Mower counties. Richard, I don't know where John's Island is, but again, mostly rain, and then, again, potential for water spouts that could come ashore as tornadoes. Is right now what we are concerned about in South Carolina. And tropical storm force winds as well will be possible. About southern Wisconsin, I don't think we're going to see much until this line of storms. And again, that's not going to probably be until after midnight. I'm going to time it out real quick. That's what it looks like for tonight in terms of timing. So again, this line of storms will continue to move west. This is by 11 o'clock tonight, moving towards Waterloo and eventually Madison. Just after midnight, it'll move through Wisconsin and Illinois, mostly just going to be wind. And then after that, it'll move into Michigan by tomorrow morning with mostly wind. And then as we go into tomorrow, we could see more wind across Ohio and Pennsylvania, and then perhaps an isolated tornado threat. So that's what we're looking at for tomorrow. But today, really, I think the main concern for today is already kind of winding down. But what is left of what we have right now up here is actually still some strong rotation. So at least out of this storm activity near Leroy and Spring Valley. So as long as it stays concerning, we'll be here. The weather with Gary for the 1999. Shout out to all the fish that are surviving out there. Absolutely. Big shout out to the fish. W's in the chat for the fish. Somebody should low-key tweet that video to me on Twitter, and I'll retweet it if somebody wants to post it. There's a report of structural damage in Edisto Beach, South Carolina from a tornado, or a likely tornado. So that's over in South Carolina. You know, we're going to see several tornadoes probably over the next, 24 hours. Unfortunately, we cannot be live for all of them, but at least while we're here, we'll cover them if there's anything of interest. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to be for Fillmore and Houston counties in Minnesota. 60-mile-per-hour winds are the main concern. Where's Connor and Freddie? Probably sleeping. Probably sleeping. I messaged Connor 20 minutes ago, and he has not responded. So, guessing he is currently sleeping. I also messaged Reed Timmer to see if he's going to be in my area at some point. He might. We might be meeting up at some point. We'll see. But he is crashed and then eventually going up to the north for the next few days. It should be an interesting next few days with the flooding threat, for sure. What is my Discord? The link's in the description. I'm gonna be honest though, as I already said this before, I don't know how much live coverage we're gonna be doing for what's left of Debbie. I'll probably do a couple live updates or something, but I'm not sure how many live streams or even coverages we'll do for it. I'm not sure if there's gonna be much to talk about. It's just gonna be flooding, so I don't know. We have a lot of storm chasers that are in that area, so I mean, by all means, we can go live and have coverage from them, but there won't be much input from me. That's what I'm saying, other than forecasting and stuff. So, but there will be a second landfall with Debbie, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But even then, I don't think it's going to become a hurricane again. Unless it's sat offshore for several days. Looking right now to see. This is what Debbie looks like right now on the infrared imagery. Huge convective blow up offshore. The eye is still onshore in Georgia. The National Hurricane Center does think this will be a tropical storm, and it will be offshore for anywhere just after Tuesday after lunchtime all the way through Thursday afternoon. So it'll be over water for at least 48 hours. We could see intensification with Debbie. Models have the same sort of gist as well. And then intensity does not go up really at all with any model. So the likelihood of this intensifying does appear low. Intensifying as in going from a tropical storm to a Cat 1. It'll probably intensify a little bit as a tropical storm, but does not look like it's going to really get its act together again. This tornado warning probably just going to be canceled. Or might continue. There's a little bit of rotation near Leroy, but it's not as much as before. So that might be moving into Iowa soon for Chester. So that'll be the next area to watch for. And we definitely have a water spout here just southeast of Edisto Beach. Definitely have a little water spout right there. Still a little bit of rotation here at Disto Beach as well. Anything on shore, though, is basically gone. So the queso clip is so funny. I haven't really I didn't watch the entire thing. I only watched like the first like 2 seconds. It seemed pretty funny. I'll have to watch it after the stream. It's so crazy, though, that he saw that in his feed. It's pretty funny. Have we seen any tornadoes today? Yeah, we've had about a half a dozen tornadoes. Had about 4, 5, or 6 over in Minnesota. We had 1, maybe 2, right along the Illinois and Wisconsin border. That's what we've had so far. But again, the main threat, I think, is definitely winding down. What happened with Queso? Apparently he's live, and apparently he saw my stream on his feed, and he, like, reacted to it. This is the latest scan in Minnesota. Still have rotation near Leroy. The northern rotation has occluded. That's going to be moving towards York, Bristol, and eventually Harmony. Appreciate that, Christopher. Where can we find the video? It's on my Discord server. I'll probably post it on Twitter, too. I'll probably post it on Twitter later. If you ever come out to Wisconsin, you should come golf at Bristol Oaks in Kenosha. I work there and would love to golf with you. I don't know when I'll ever be in Wisconsin. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, I literally do not travel to that part of the country, like, ever. So, I don't know. Maybe if I'm ever up in Wisconsin. The Discord server was taken over? That's not good. Why are there so many people joining our Discord server right now? Like, the number just keeps skyrocketing. We have we just gained like 150 members in our Discord server in the last like 10 minutes. Here's the latest radar scan. Broader circulation on the latest scan in Minnesota. Definitely not nearly as concerning as before. What is the threat for Wisconsin tonight? Probably going to be mostly wind. I've already said this before, but again, the wind threat is the main concern. Damaging winds is going to be the main concern for those in really anywhere in the Midwest. That could be Wisconsin, that could be, you know, Iowa, Illinois. It's all the same sort of thing. We're mostly dealing with a wind threat. So that's what I would expect. I'm not expecting much else. Again, we could get another isolated tornado, but I think the threat of tornadoes, again, is dying out here. We still have a little bit of rotation near Leroy, but it's, again, just not as concerning as before. So, not nearly as concerned about it. We are probably, I said this before, but we're probably going to continue to see tornadoes, again, in, like, South Carolina. Because we got another couplet going to be coming ashore near Disto Beach. So, it's going to be a long night, I think, for the South Carolina coastline. And we still have several couplets offshore. Like, none of these are currently warned other than special weather statements, but, like, you know, there are several areas of rotation that are going to all be moving ashore, producing the potential for a tornado. So, it's definitely going to be a pretty, you know, long next several hours in South Carolina. Queso and Max collab. I'm down. I don't know what we would collab about, but, like, dude, I'm down. That'd be a crazy collaboration. What is happening with Georgia? It's mostly just rain. That's all it's going to really be. We have a couple live cameras in Georgia on the Radar Omega app. Just mostly going to show rain. Not much else over there. Are you really good at math? I would say I'm pretty good at math. I would say I'm pretty solid. That's why I'm in college for meteorology. Jared, it kind of depends. I mean, 15% like slight risks of severe weather, they really vary depending on where you are. Like, if you have a 15% in New York, usually it's wind and hail driven. If you have a 15% anywhere else, like in the Midwest or like the Great Plains, they can sometimes be like, tornado driven. So I would say it's definitely different depending on where you are. Like, it's definitely different to some extent, but I would have to say, like, overall, it's not like a major enough difference. There's definitely, I would say severe weather in New York is not usually as bad as anywhere else. So, just my opinion. Typically it isn't. Now, we have had a lot of tornadoes, at least in July. Like, July was like a record for tornadoes, I think, in New York. But even then, like, again, it's more than anything, it's more of just, it's kind of like an anomaly, if you know what I mean. How much to do the worm? I'm not doing the worm. Max, could Connor beat you in basketball? Apparently he played basketball for a while, so I'm pretty sure he could beat me. I played basketball, but I mean, the only reason why I was good is because I was tall. That's basically it. I'm 8'7", the height goes a long way. 2 live streams in one day. It's not really that rare for me to go live 2 times in a day. It doesn't happen often, but not super rare. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a little tornado threat near Rushford. Got a little bit of circulation there just south of St. Charles. Not really much, but just a little bit of a wind threat. Maybe a brief little spin up could happen. But this tornado warning that we have down here, the rotation is definitely out of the warning. Let's go back down to South Carolina again. Another couplet going to go right back into Modesto Beach here pretty soon. The warning that is ongoing goes for 10 more minutes. So my guess is that this will probably, they'll probably issue a new warning for this new couplet coming ashore in South Carolina. And the couple down near Hilton Head Island, we got a couple of them down there too, just to the southeast of Port Royal. So a couple of little couplets to watch down there as well. Pretty typical for a tropical cyclone. Unfortunately, it is. It's very typical. I'm short, I know. I am definitely short. 8'7". It's a short number. My Discord's going crazy. Sounds about right, honestly. Good times. Is this gonna hit Detroit, Michigan? Detroit's probably gonna see some like wind and rain tomorrow morning into the early afternoon, but that's about it. It's not going to be today, though. And the thumbnail that I have today, it goes a bit further, too far to the east for what's happening tonight. Like, this line of storms, it's going to continue. It'll weaken out as it moves into the Midwest. And then after that, it'll try to re-intensify in, like, southwest Michigan tomorrow morning. But it's going to probably struggle. But that will be mostly tomorrow morning. Tornado warning in South Carolina was just downgraded to radar indicated, by the way. Sounds like me and Reed Timmer will be meeting up at some point in the near future. Potentially in the next 3 or 4 days. So, that'll be interesting. Reed Timmer and Max Velocity. Meeting up. Potentially. It's pretty likely. Sounds like it, so. I was looking at my phone because he was messaging me. So. Max Timmer or Reed Velocity? That'd be pretty cool, though. The last year I was trying to, it might have been last year. I think it was Dahlia. I think I mentioned that to him like last year, but
A new tornado warning has been issued.
you have a new tornado warning for Howard County, Iowa. Am I starstruck? Not really, to be honest. I don't know. I don't really get like, I would say, starstruck about anything. So, at least in the weather space, for whatever reason. But we do have a new tornado warning for Chester, Lime Springs, and Cresco in northeastern parts of Iowa. So if you are in this warning, seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible, and an interior room of your home or building. And thank you, Rick, for becoming a member, and welcome to the Velocities. Free golfs. It'd be pretty lit if we golfed, but we'd have to find a place where you could rent clubs. I highly doubt he has golf clubs here. I highly doubt he brought golf clubs with his storm chasing. Like, I highly doubt it. Stay zoomed out for the time being. Yeah, Reed's gotten better. I've seen his golf swing. I've commented on it before. He's gotten better. He's improving slowly but surely. He's getting better. The tornado warning here in Minnesota has been condensed for Fillmore County, Minnesota. Not nearly as large as before. Kay, message me on Discord. Have I talked to Connor lately? I literally messaged him like half an hour ago. But he's sleeping. We'd also talked this morning on the stream, so. You and Ryan Hall need to do a joint live stream? I mean, he invited me to his weather house, so if I'm ever, for whatever reason, if I'm ever in Kentucky, it might happen. Am I running Windows? I'm running Windows, yeah. This is all on Windows. Hey, Chris, for the $5 super chat. It'd be pretty cool, though. I gotta say, the probably reason why I'm not like, quote unquote starstruck is because you never know. Something could change last second, so I'm not like getting my hopes up too high. It's still probably not gonna happen for a few days because he's going up to the Carolinas, I think, to chase the catastrophic flooding event that's gonna be happening the next few days. I'm getting so hungry. I need food. I don't even think I can DoorDash. It's too late. Tyler Kurtz is down by the tropical storm. Yeah, I was gonna raid Tyler Kurtz whenever I end my stream, which I don't know when that'll be, but I was thinking about doing it for him. I've been doing Storm Intermedia, but they're not live, so Tyler Kurtz. A little bit of help. He's in Beaufort, South Carolina right now. He's like not even that far from the storm, so. I didn't really get to use this footage too much the last couple days. It's hard now because we have so many storm chasers. Like, we literally have...
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We literally have like a half a dozen storm chasers now. We only had like 2 before. So we have to filter through more of them. We don't have like a full screen of them right now. I'm trying to add that, but like, I can't always show everybody. It's hard to show everybody in like 2 minutes. We have a new tornado warning for Beaufort County, South Carolina. That is near Hilton Head Island, Port Royal, and another Port Royal. There's 2 of them. Just east of Bluffton. Got one rotation area northeast of Hilton Head Island. Another one just to the east of Port Royal, which I don't know why it says it in 2 places. But just south of Beaufort. If you are in this warning, seek shelter. Away from windows, lowest floor possible. And interior room of your home or building. As this will be moving off to the northwest. Could definitely have a tornado on either one of these. Hilton Head Island, definitely more populated in South Carolina. And then the other one east of Port Royal, moving to the north-northwest. Tyler's doing an interview on the Weather Channel right now? Oh, is he? That's lit. W's in the chat for Tyler. Doing an interview on the Weather Channel. Sheesh. How's the new laptop working out? It's not too shabby. His viewership's actually been going up, which is pretty cool. It was at like 40 and now it's up to like 100. We'll have another radar scan here in a second. By the way, I'm wearing the Max Velocity t-shirt today. It's very comfortable. ShopMaxVelocity.net. Hashtag not an ad. Hashtag it is an ad. It's very comfortable. You've had for the 1999. I'm glad I could help you. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for the generosity. We're currently looking in South Carolina. Again, it's not in our thumbnail. It's also not really even in the title. We're still looking at it just in case, though. You think there'll be an isolated tornado in Detroit? I kind of doubt it. I don't think Detroit's going to get much other than just rain and maybe some wind tomorrow. Wind's actually pretty strong. And I'm going to go over to Tyler Kurtz real quick. I don't even know if I have him pulled up right now. Let's go to Storm Chasers. That's not it. It's going to be this one. I think it's this one. And I don't know where in the world we're looking for him. Tyler Kurtz. Where is he? Right here. That's what Tyler Kurtz is looking at right now. That's in Beaufort, South Carolina. That's what he's looking at right now. He's back over in Beaufort. Let's raid the bench cam. I can't believe that camera's still up. I don't know when it's going to get taken down. That camera's just sitting there in Horseshoe Beach. I thought it would get taken down by now. It's funny that it's still up. Still got rotation over Hilton Head Island. We also got rotation just southeast of Port Royal. And then back up near Desto Beach, rotation does appear a bit broader now as it approaches land. So tornado risk is, yeah, not super high. We're still watching for an isolated tornado threat. Hey, Richard, for the 199. You got beer. It's a good move. Got some beer to stay ahead of the storms. Appreciate the 199. Hey, by the way, to anybody that's become a member or super chatted, I don't think I've missed any, but if I have missed any, I do apologize. But thank you for becoming a member also, Shane. Appreciate that. That camera's AFK IRL. I don't think it's AFK. I just don't think anything's happening there right now. Tornado watch in Iowa? Yes, there is. It goes until midnight tonight. We're not going to be live until midnight because I don't think this threat is going to be that long, but it does go for a few more hours. Again, mostly just embedded tornadoes in the line of storms that we have as this continues to move east-southeast. Do we have a tornado outbreak yet? You could call this like a small-scale tornado outbreak or something. That'd be really about it. Even then, it's not like I wouldn't say this is like an actual, like, you know, tornado outbreak. We've had probably about 5 or 6 tornadoes, most of them being in Minnesota, but yeah. And the reason why I'd rate Tyler is because I, again, just have not used this stream much, and he's still pretty small. He only has like 100 viewers, so if Cannon was still live, I would probably rate him too, but we're trying to support the chasers, you know? We gotta show some love. You know what I mean? And honestly, like, Storm Media was telling me, like, you know, their entire trip basically was, I wouldn't say paid off, but, like, it really helped them because they literally had to spend a ton of money here to fly to Florida to chase Debbie. And, like, they're from Arizona, so, like, they had to fly all the way over here last second, all that, rent a car. So the raids that we did the 2 nights have definitely, or 2 days have definitely helped them. So I'm glad I'm able to help people out like that. It's more about you guys, not even. It's not even really about me. Just you guys are here. Hey, Driftless for becoming a member, and welcome to the Velocities. How many until 400k? I have no clue. Not far, I don't think. We're about 40,000 from 400k. We're currently 170 subscribers from 360,000. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. But again, I do think the threat is dying out. I'm watching this though up near Wilson. We're gonna stay live for a little bit longer. We're gonna see what happens up near Wilson, because this is gonna go towards La Crosse in Wisconsin. This could actually become a bit of a problem if it's able to wrap. So we'll be watching that closely. But South Carolina, again, there's a tornado threat, but it's pretty low. Still looking at rotation. It's just all coming ashore and kind of dying out after it gets like 10 miles inland. Definitely probably going to see at least a couple more tornadoes tonight between Charleston and Savannah. So have a tornado action plan in place tonight and multiple ways to receive alerts. It's definitely not going to be an easy night to sleep because it's going to be raining basically all night. But yeah, those are going Storm Inner Media. Happy birthday, by the way. Let's get some happy birthdays in the chat for DL. Gritty? I'll probably do a gritty. I'm gonna give it like 2 more scans here and then we'll probably wind down. You think the slight risk for tomorrow could get upgraded? There's a slight risk? I honestly have not been paying attention to severe weather at all. There is a slight risk. It's over in Ohio and Pennsylvania. I don't think so. No. Well, from what I saw, it didn't look like there will be. There is a 2% tornado risk, so we'll watch that closely in Ohio and Pennsylvania, but yeah. Bro, Storm Inner Media, I don't know if you're still here, but dude, we literally, I don't know if you know who Cannon is. It's just a storm chaser that has like 800 subscribers. He was the only storm chaser I even knew of that was live up here in the Midwest today. Literally got him to like 4,000 subscribers just by plugging his link in the chat like 10 times. It's pretty funny. How Schwamberg in Illinois be affected? Probably just wind. Again, mostly a wind threat anywhere in the Midwest. The only tornado risk that we really had was earlier. Like, the only tornado risk that we legitimately had over in, like, Illinois and Wisconsin was, like, a very short window from, like, 7 to 9. And it only happened from 7 to 8. So. Oh, it's Garrett. I think Garrett's... It's not even DL, it's Garrett that's on Storm Inner Media's account. W's in the chat for Garrett and Storm Inner Media. There were about 5 chasers in Wisconsin. There were probably a lot of storm chasers, but like only 2 of them. Like there was only one. It was Cannon that I knew of that was even streaming today. So it was a last second thing too. Like that was just a last second like poll, basically, because I had no clue about anybody that was live other than him. Maryland was 2%. Never say never. Yeah, I mean, we might be live tomorrow. We'll see. Let me check and see. Like, I think we'll be live probably for some of Debbie tomorrow for like a little bit. I don't think we're gonna be live like all day, but we'll probably be live like a little bit for it. If not, what we're looking at on the future radar. Tomorrow's threat is going to be, like, really right around lunchtime and just after that. I could definitely see there being a couple tornadoes, like, around and just after lunchtime in, like, Ohio. Let me go to Ohio here. I want max velocity underwear. That's not happening. So just after lunchtime into the early afternoon, could see a couple tornadoes happen. So we might actually end up having a live stream tomorrow, because this is kind of similar to what we saw today. Storm Inner Media, I got to be live for that gritty. I don't know what I'm going to be. I don't know if I'm going live, though, tomorrow. I have no clue. I'll probably go live for the Ohio event if the HRRR actually verifies. But I don't know if I want to be live for that long about flooding. It'd probably just be like a 1 or 2 hour update if I did that. You know, Max played Pokemon Go. What? I don't think I've ever downloaded that app, to be honest. Have I had Raising Cane's? It is extremely mid. Yes, it's mid. Very, very mid. Okay, if you're still here, I think I modded you. Maybe not. I need to add you and do it. Okay, you're now a mod. On Discord. Your Discord's talking about underwear? That's fantastic. That's just great. I don't know what else I'd expect on my Discord. Alright. Well, rotation's kind of winding down. The threat's kind of dying out as well. So we're probably going to wind down the stream, I think. We're going to raid Tyler Kurtz, so don't leave the stream. We're going to go ahead and raid Tyler Kurtz. He's storm chasing over in South Carolina on Debbie. Has a pretty cool view, so we're going to go ahead and just redirect you all to his stream. Before you leave, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the stream. Again, we are closing in on 360,000 subscribers. We're literally only 150 away. So if you have not already, hit the red button down below and subscribe. Like the stream. And appreciate anybody that super chatted or became a member today. Thank you, Max, also for the $2 super chat. Probably just mostly wind tomorrow morning for that area in Michigan. Also, make sure to join our Discord server. Link is down in the description. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at MaxVelocityWX. As a last reminder, I'm not sure how long this is going to be out, but we do have our Drunkacane t-shirt with the bench on shopmaxvelocity.net. You can pick that up. It's the second to top link in the description below. 4 different colors as well. Tons of different shapes and sizes. You also got our Drunk NATO collection, and you also got the Max Hydration collection and just normal Max Velocity merch. I'm literally wearing a Max Velocity t-shirt right now. Very comfortable. So, highly recommend you check it out on shopmaxvelocity.net, but make sure to subscribe down below. All right, do a quick gritty, and then we're out of here. I'm doing a gritty just out of pure fun. No goal today. There you go. All right. Thank you guys all for watching. Appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed Debbie coverage this morning if you were up. And we will see you guys all again in the next one. Stay tuned on this stream. We're going to go right to Tyler Kurtz and rate him. All right. Make sure to put like Max rate in the chat for Tyler Kurtz. All right. See you guys all again soon. Have a good night. And bye-bye.